I think it'll be vindication maybe for a lot of Pakistani fans who wanted to take revenge on India for the Champions Trophy.
Like, in the end, there were very few matches sort of played in Pakistan. Pakistan themselves only played one match in front of their home crowd. The other one was rained off, and the third one against India was played in Dubai. So, and I would say it's a little bit different on this occasion because India and Sri Lanka are both co-hosts of this event, so it wouldn't be as big a deal necessarily as having a nation play the games completely away from the host nation in the UAE. But even so, it maybe adds even more motivation to Pakistan to go ahead and try and inflict that defeat, because it would be so warmly received. I can promise you, in Pakistan there would be a tremendous amount of satisfaction in terms of bringing that fixture, even if it's just the semi-final, but bringing that fixture away from India into Colombo. It'll be seen as sort of like a mini victory in what's turned into a very adversarial environment.
It wouldn't be good if it's not in Ahmedabad, wouldn't it? That massive stadium.
Well,
it's also like a scheduling headache, because it's a massive stadium, 135,000 tickets that they'd be looking to sell, and they won't know when they can put those tickets on sale, because match might happen here at the Prema Dasa.
Well, they can put them on sale if and when Pakistan get knocked out of the competition. But if they're right in there,
it's likely to go right to the wire, isn't it?
Exactly.
That could easily go all the way to the 4th of March, and the tournament finals on the 8th. And you talked about players under scrutiny. Let's just have a little look at, let's put Usman Tariq under scrutiny, Al, because a fake ICC communique was doing the rounds earlier this week, suggesting that his action was being scrutinised and that he was going to have to go to Dubai for testing and all this kind of stuff.
Again.
Yeah. It must be horrible to be playing in a game like this, where you know that if you do well, you're going to get 1.4 billion people absolutely, casting aspersions on your action, and if you don't do well, you're going to disappoint a nation that gets very vexed about these sorts of things.
But have you seen him when he plays, and when he's been called a chucker 1,000 times in his career?
Try to explain why.
Well, it's hard to explain without having a little video, but he pauses at the crease, and then he creates some momentum with quite a slingy action. So a lot of players have called him out for chucking in the past, and he just laughs. He just laughs and says, well, I've got you out, so see you later.
Sorry, Alex. Yeah, he did the same thing with Cam Green when Cam Green complained about it in the Australian series, which Pakistan won 3-0. He Cam Green got out one game. He gestured, he's chucking it, and then he sort of made fun of him on Instagram. He took it so lightheartedly. I think he's got the kind of mental strength. You got to remember, this is a guy who was working, with his hands essentially in a completely different industry in the Middle East. He found himself now in the Pakistan team. He's just grateful for every moment in the spotlight and his moment to perform for his team. So I don't think it's going to break him a little bit of trolling.
It's part of a very handy speed attack that Pakistan have got, and they're in a pretty good form at the moment. They didn't perform awfully well against the Netherlands, but you could say that's probably been a stage for a little bit of nerves as the flags are being brought out.
Can I just point out, Daniel, the captains, there wasn't a handshake between, but Wasim Akram and Rohit Sharma brought the trophy out of the middle, and I don't know if there was a handshake at least, but there was a lot of back patting and just warmness.
Oh, well, I saw that with Rami Sarja and Ravi Shastri.
Oh, there was. Sorry, Jack said there was a handshake. I didn't see the handshake, but there was a handshake.
So the captains,
toss.
No. Between Rohit Sharma and Wasim Akram, who
we've got to get these
out.
things right. Today is one of those days where you've got to get your
Well, Twitter's
right.
saying there was no handshake at the toss.
Yeah, there certainly wasn't. I was watching very closely and I didn't see that.
But let me get back to this point. Pakistan, they've got plenty of spinners in their lineup. Here at the Prema Dasa, it's the largest of the grounds that we play, and we've talked about it a lot. 13.9% of the runs here come in twos. It's a big old stadium. It's hard to hit those boundaries. India have come from the postage stamps of India. I know they're big hitters anyway, but it's going to be a bit different for them. As the flags unfurl and we prepare for the anthems, let's look at the game itself. Could this one be one of the tighter Pakistan-India contests, or are you still making India strong favourites, Al?
I'm still making India strong favourites. Pakistan are playing great cricket at the minute. Yes, Netherlands were going to take that game away. They haven't had... It's funny, isn't it, when you play these group stages, because this is the game that everybody looks for, but if you look at their other opposition, they've got USA, Netherlands and Namibia. Where's their competitive cricket coming from? They've also just beaten Australia, so they have had that just before this World Cup.
Australia have just been beaten by Zimbabwe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a funny old one. India are definitely favourites. You look at past results, it's 8-0 in the last 8 games to India. Pakistan got a little bit closer throughout the Asia Cup, but they were still quite far away. And India are just so used to playing under this sort of pressure, and Pakistan don't get it very often. And often in those tight, close games and those tight, close moments, you can see which side is put under the pump more, and you can see which side has the most experience.
Right, the players are making their way out. They're lining up in anticipation of the national anthems. I tell you, the ground is nearly full already, and that is a rarity at any match these days. People tend to come in a little bit late, but no one's going to be late today. There's just a few seats away to our left, but it is a sellout. There's plenty of people here, and here we go with the national anthems. Now carry out the anthem of India. Strikes me as an anthem that just leaves you wanting a little bit more. And so the Indian side seldom leaves you wanting a little bit more. It doesn't quite finish the phrase, but maybe that's the point. I'm looking away to my left as the flags now disperse, and Alex Hart is still alongside me. Is that stand that I'm pointing at what would be sort of deep mid-wicket, bowlers from the far end, entirely filled with Indian fans in blue shirts?
It seems that way, doesn't it? The bottom tier.
The bottom tier.
Yeah, the bottom tier.
Absolutely packed.
But then if you go a little bit further on, so you go to more of a long on, there's a group of green shirts in the far.
Wow.
But all that left is just looks like India fans.
It's an amazing sight. It really is, and it's just a fantastic and wonderful occasion. There's so many people in here, so filled with excitement, getting to watch a game it's not that rare, is it? Because we have loads of World Cups and the men and the women play each other at various points, but there are no bilateral series, so every time it happens, it's just there for a fleeting moment and then it's gone, and that's part of it. It's part of that relative rarity value that makes it such an extraordinary occasion. The Pakistan players are now running out onto the field. The Indians are going to bat. They have been put in by Pakistan, something that Surya Kumar Yadav said he would have done himself. I have no idea whether that's true or not. I personally would have thought it was fairly obvious bowl first day, but India do have a very strong batting lineup. They will be looking to set a monster total, but it might not be that easy on this surface. Thoughts from you, Al, on that, and just what we might expect from this pitch. We've seen a fair few games here now, and then to take you through the next 5 overs is me. which
what?
I've just remembered.
What?
I've forgotten.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought I'd been on so long, it must be time for me to go, and then I remembered that no, I'm still here.
You're still here.
I'm still here.
Yeah. Well, you threw me there. I've got no idea what you asked me in the end.
Well, what are we
You
going to
said,
expect?
talk about this, and then it'd be me.
Well,
and
I was just about
confused.
to turn around and bring Artif on, and then I realised it's me.
Well, what we do know is the fact that Ishan Kishan and Abhishek Sharma will try and biff it up the top, won't they? You know, Ishan Kishan in the last game got 61 off 24 balls, and he was fantastic. And he's got his place at the top of the order, and he will take advantage of this. I think we'll see a bit of spin in the power play from Pakistan. Spin's been the hardest thing to face here in Colombo on both grounds. We've got a huge outfield, the biggest in the tournament. You made a valid point just the other day, Dan, that, will India haul out thinking that the boundaries are the same size as the ones in India? And they're not. They're a lot bigger here. So 2s and potentially 3s are on offer, but the power play in particular, I don't think it's really going to bother India that their boundaries are so big.
Well, let's see. I mean, I suppose it's just a bit of range finding, isn't it? I take it, but they're incredibly good players, and as a result, we'll sort of expect them to be able to cope with it absolutely fine. But it's just, if you have just been knocking it around and it's suddenly 15 yards more, then who knows, that might make a little bit of a difference. It's the 2s as well. We're going to get so excited about 2s. I really cannot wait to see all these 2s. And I guess that's something that they're just going to have to adapt to as they go ahead, as they go forward. Right, who are we starting with here?
Bit of spin.
A bit of spin. You called it. A bit of spin to start. Abhishek Sharma on strike. He has recovered from his illness, and it'll be interesting to see if he's going to go hard straight away, because we've got spin. Now, Bob Azam, who's been one of the big stars of Pakistan in the field in this tournament, he's been, I'm surprised myself to say it, lightning quick around the outfield, been catching flies.
Yeah, he took an amazing catch in the first game, didn't he?
He did. He really did. And it's going to be Salman Aliaga who's going to bowl the first ball. First ball is defended back to the bowler, and there is no run. That's confused me on so many levels, because he's got a different shirt number on today.
Yeah.
Very unhelpful.
Yeah.
The point about shirt numbers, Salman, is that you stick to them so that everybody knows who you are. In he comes again off 2 paces, short, pulled away, out to deep mid-wicket. He's got cover there. Well, he's got deep mid-wicket there, if you like, acting as cover. And they take the single, and they're underway.
I wonder when he changed his shirt number. Because he bowled from the opposite end when the last game that we did. We didn't see him bowl in the last couple of games because he was bowling towards us.
Yes, good point. Good point.
So he might have been 67 the whole time.
He might have been. It might have just been a
typo
from somebody else. Yes.
That's definitely not us. We wouldn't make that mistake.
Well, no, because we don't know how to make these sheets. Right, Salman in again. That's thrashed into the offside, but straight to short extra cover where Mohammad Nawaz does the fielding. Ishan Kishan is the one underway. He faced the first ball. Abhishek Sharma is now on strike. We can expect fireworks from him. He doesn't tend to hang about. He likes to get going quickly. And he comes. It's driven into the offside. There is no run. It's because we've got 2 left-handers, isn't it? It's all making sense now. Salman Aliaga, off-spinner, 2 left-handers. Perfect match-up.
Yeah.
Rattle through and over quickly up top. Which so far he has done. Abhishek goes back into his crease, cuts, but again picks out the fielder, this time in the ring. Fahim Ashraf and slightly squarer cover. We've got a short third, cover pointed, cover extra cover, long off. Mid on square leg, short fine leg, and a deep mid wicket. Last ball of the over. Is he going to go big? Oh, he does, and he's going to be caught! First wicket goes down, it's the big one of Abhishek Sharma, and it's Pakistan who have struck first. Abhishek goes for a duck, and a master stroke from Pakistan's captain. He's brought himself on for the first over against these 2 left-handers, and it wasn't the greatest ball. It was a little bit short, but a terrible connection from Abhishek Sharma, and all he could do was shank it to Shaheen Shah Afridi, the easiest catch you will ever get at mid-on. And India, after 1, are 1 for 1.
They are indeed, and Abhishek Sharma, that's his second duck of this World Cup, and he didn't even play the previous game, so I was trying to say that he hasn't had much time in the middle. Yes, he takes advantage of the power play. Yes, he's such a powerful batter, doesn't get frustrated with hitting the field, often misses the fielders, but he hammered that cover fielder 3 times in a row. Slightly then more back of a length from Salman Aliaga, slightly slower, takes a bit of pace off, and he hits it straight to mid-on, so it's his second duck, so he still had no time in the middle.
It's a bit of a limp dismissal, really, when you look at that again. It brings Tilak Verma to the crease. And Pakistan have got their tails very much up. The noise we got for that wicket was distinct. It's there. There are Pakistan fans here. They're not going to be completely drowned out by this majority Indian supporting crowd, you wouldn't have thought. But Tilak Verma is in, but he's not going to be on strike. It's the last ball of the over. And instead, Shaheen Shah Afridi is going to come in from the far end from us.
He's not bowled well this tournament, Shaheen Shah Afridi, has he? He's been expensive when he's played. He was given the death overs in the previous game, even though they were so far on top of the game, but yet he still leaped runs at the death.
He's got a wide slip in place for Ishan Kishan. In he comes. Kishan pulls brilliantly for 6 out over deep backward square. Wow, what a noise that made off the bat. Ishan Kishan, who's coming into this game on a wave of splendid form. Well, first ball banged in, cool as you like. He has thrashed that into the crowd. What a shot.
Shaheen Shah, he's really struggled throughout this competition. You know, he's been going at 10s. He only bowled 3 overs in the first game. Yes, he bowled 4 overs against USA, but he still went for 42. And he just bowled a little bit too short or a little bit too full, and that one was too short, and Ishan Kishan said thank you very much. That is meat and drink.
77 metre 6. What's next? He goes again, this time against an under edge, and it flies down to the boundary for 4. Through fine leg, a very fine leg position, and now the Indian fans are in full voice, and the flags are waving, and you're just going to sense, wow, what have we had in the last 2 minutes? A wicket, a 6 and a 4, and the whole event has come to life.
Yeah, this is what these games are about. The crowd is just absolutely wild, so loud out there.
Bit of good fortune on this occasion. Kishan was looking out towards deep back square again, and suddenly saw the ball was racing towards me at fine leg. Right, can he get his length a bit better here? No, it's short, it's pulled away, but this time without same timing and no elevation down to a long leg, a deep backward square, and they just take the single. So Kishan moves to 12, India to 12. It'll bring Tilak Verma onto strike to face Shaheen Shah Afridi for the first time.
3 left-handers at the top of the order. Sounds like it's Oman, isn't it, that we saw the other day? They have like 9 left-handers, I think it was.
Yeah. It was just yesterday, that.
Yeah.
Seems like ages ago.
quite slotty. Mid-on's up, one bounce, 4 over long on.
Yeah, it was a lovely shot, wasn't it, from Ishan Kishan? And this is the danger as a spinner. It's always nice to bowl the first and sort of sneak an over in and see what happens, see if you can get away with one. He did. He only went for 1 in his first over, so I can see why he's bowling again. This is always the third over, third and fourth. They're such hard overs to bowl in the power play as a spinner.
Kishan waits.
Oh, he gets struck on the pad. Was there a bit of bat involved? So the appeal that's turned down. He's not taking it seriously, and he's the skipper, so he could have gone upstairs and he decided against it. Oh my goodness. Just an idea, by the way, today's game, 8 different languages this is being broadcast in.
The ICC today. Now, swept, top edge. Is he going to get away with it? He is, you know. It's going to land and plug. Fielders after it. And they're going to get back for... Oh, well, just a 2. There might have been 3 there as Usman collides with Ishan Kishan. And there's a smile between the 2 keepers. 16 languages.
Yeah, you just saw
one of them Japanese.
Column.
Did I say 8?
Yeah, you said 8.
I meant to say 8 times 2. Sorry. I counted the 8. I was just about to double it.
Yeah. I thought you just said the 1 column.
No. I saw Japanese on the right. Defends it to the onside this time, does Ishan. He's only going to get a single for it, but probably a smart move there, because his heart had been in his mouth just a little bit when he went for the sweep and top edge of it. So we got Japanese.
Portuguese. Didn't realise there was such Portuguese fans.
I can pronounce fine enough. Hindi, Tamil. There's a few in there that.
Indian Sign Language. I can read that one.
Indian Sign Language. Do that one.
Well, I can't do it, but.
Can you not? So there is a limit to your skills. Right, Salman is going to bowl to Tilak for the first time, and each time he tries to come in off 2 paces, he's trying to catch the batter unawares. And then now the batter pulls away, so they've got a bit of a cat and mouse, a bit of a Dipti Sharma situation going on here. And here we go. Bowles tucks into the onside, goes for the quick single, fires at stumps, and he hit. I still think Varma would have been home, but it was a tight single. There's a square leg, but it's being nudged into the mid-wicket region, and so there is that gap they're able to exploit. 8 off the over so far with a ball to go into 24 for 1. I have a feeling Ishan Kishan's thinking this is the last ball Salman Ali might bowl at me in the whole game, and I want to go hard. He does! He gets it high in the air, it's going to land safely. He didn't get hold of that at all, he sliced it, and it's emerged about 3 metres beyond the fielding circle at mid-off. Babar Azam has run in, but he had no chance to make the catch. So 9 off the over, 3 singles to finish it. After 3, India 25 for 1. Ishan Kishan has done the bulk of that. He has 20 off 10.
He's come back really nicely there, hasn't he? Salman Ali Argo, 4 off the first ball, and then managed to just tighten things up, get hit into the deep, and that last one there, I just thought maybe it was going to go to Babar Azam in the deep, but he plinked it and it went absolutely nowhere.
Yeah. He was a bit fortunate actually. He did slightly more of a plink, or a slightly better plink, and he not straight down his leg. It was also the most telegraphed shot of the day, I'd say. Right. Now then, Saim Ayub, who is normally the man who would bowl in the power play for Pakistan, the #1 ranked all-rounder in the world. He's had an unusual World Cup, didn't bowl till the 17th over in the first game, and got a wicket, only bowled 1 over, and then bowled the first over of the match the other day. He's in now, and that's, it's strappled back to him, and is stopped on the bounce. It's a good bit of flipping from side, because that was hit pretty ferociously, and it was, about a foot in front of him, no more than that. Kishan winds up and tries to reach a wide ball that turns further wide, gets an under edge, rolls to short third.
Well, that has turned sideways.
Oh, you saw it on there, did it really go?
Yeah, it really went. Watch this on the replay here. Just spits off the surface.
Yeah.
No wonder there was an under edge.
Had he left it, it would definitely have been a wide. So, it's a bit of encouragement in this pitch. Simon again, short, dragged down, out back to deep backward square leg, it's going to be 4. There's no cutting that off for Fahim Ashraf. He's much straighter at deep mid wicket, didn't stand a chance. Not a good ball from Saim Ayub, just went for the quicker one, and he's just pulled it down, 97 kilometres an hour. The previous one was 80, so he's mixing up the pace, but there, he just got the length all wrong. Waist height, sat up, could be a wallop.
Yeah, especially with square leg inside the ring. It was a little bit of a freebie there for Ishan Kishan, who is motoring very nicely out in the middle.
He's up to 24 off 13. Signing into him again, smacked into the offside, but unerringly finds cover point. Or like, just cover really. There is a short third, a backward point and a cover, extra cover. Long off, deep mid-wicket, the two boundary riders are mid-on. A square leg just behind square. And a short fine leg is quite wide. Might try the reverse. Let's see. Instead, no, he goes back into his crease and smacks this right back at his partner at the non-striker's end. You could hear the noise he made. You could hear the noise Alex Harley made.
That was just instinct. That was oh my word, you've just hammered your teammate. Goes back, pulls the ball straight out of the screws and straight into his teammate at the non-striker's end, who's taken it like an absolute champion.
He's shown no signs of pain at all, and that has walloped him. He must have been lucky to get it on the pad, I think. As it's worked up to mid-on, shy of the stumps. Oh, this is close. I think he could be out. I think this is really tight. Kishan has dived, and if it isn't out, then that's a bit of a mistake. Well, Shane Shofrini says it's not out. I thought that would be closer. So direct hit, the ball went straight to him. It felt like a rash run. But maybe it is at the far end, so my judgment is entirely not to be trusted. He's picked it up straight away. He's flung it in. Oh, he's well in. That's a really incredible bit of running from Ishan Kishan. He put the dive in. Look, it's a very short amount of time between him getting over the line and the ball striking the stumps, but he is in by about a yard or so. Now then, another over of spin in the power play. That over from Saim Ayub for just the 5. Salman has bowled 2 overs, 1 for 10. And now Abrar is coming in, perhaps a little bit earlier than we might have expected. A third spinner inside 5 overs.
Yeah, and this is because the seamers have been so expensive for Pakistan. It just came up on the TV screen that the spinners are going for more than a run and a half less than the seamers, if that makes sense. The seamers are going at more than a run and a half more than the
So
spinners.
let's say 9 and 6, for example.
Perfect. 6
Yes.
and a half and 9 or whatever it was.
Right.
Yeah. So this is why they're going spin, and obviously these huge outfield. We've seen the ball spin in the power play as well. Abrar now is going to bowl his like finger spinners. He's going to go for his leggies. He'll bowl his googly. He'll bowl a slider. So he's got so many variations, and we'll see if the pitch starts to help him out a little bit.
Well, let's see if there's turn from this end, because we saw a little bit from Saim Ayub's end, rather. So let's see if Abrar can extract any from this end. Salman Ali Agha is not exactly a big turner of the ball, so a bit more difficult to tell. He's not wearing his specs, Abrar. That's a thing of the past, which is a shame.
I wonder if he's had laser eye or he's.
I wonder.
He has had laser eye.
There. In he comes, over a wicket, as it's swung away, out over deep backward square leg and into the crowd for 6, the vastly populated Indian section that's down there at deep backward square. And I'm trying to see, there is no fielder there. There's one at deep mid-wicket and one at long on. But Ishan Kishan has very deliberately taken that ball behind square, and it has gone into that jubilant crowd. And India 36 for 1, and Ishan Kishan's got 31 of them.
It was there to be hit as well. It pitched outside leg.
In comes Abrar again, goes again down the leg side. Is there a little bit of something on it, or has Richard Illingworth just decided, yeah, he's just patted his own leg there to say there's a little bit of pad on that. Richard Illingworth is a very phlegmatic man. He's staying in our hotel with his wife, and she informed me he was doing this game, and we both of us agreed he's kind of perfect for it. Oh, this is dabbed away to short third. They think of a run that isn't there.
In what way?
Well, because she said he never gets too high or too low. He's always completely flat. Could be sometimes Saturday, you know. Come on, show a bit of emotion.
More.
No, he doesn't. That's not his way. As this is whacked through extra cover for 4. There are 4 characters. 4 characters. 4 characters. There are 4 fielders in the offside ring, as well as a short third. But that ball was too short from Abrar, so Kishan simply had to find the spot, whichever one he wanted. He chose the one between extra cover and cover, with there being no sweeper out. We're still in the power play, 2 deep fielders to keep the wicket long on. Once it gone past those two, 19-metre gap between them, flew away for 4. 40 for 1, India, having lost a wicket in the very first over. Abhishek Sharma for a 4-ball duck, and now he's coming around the wicket. Abrar, and Kishan comes down the wicket, gets a thick inside edge. It rolls to, it's a short square leg. There's a fielder just in front, square one just behind, so there's time and space to take the run. 41 for 1, and then this is now turning into a good start from India. All of it powered by Ishan Kishan, who has faced 21 of the 29 deliveries so far bowled. Tilak Varma on strike. Last ball of the 5th over. In comes Abrar, tosses it up, pushes it to the offside, thinks of the run. No, it's definitely not there. There's a good bit of fielding when Fahim Ashraf prevents any thought of a run. 5 gone. 41 for 1. Ishan Kishan has 36. Tilak Varma has 5, and it's take 2 of this, as I say.
And it makes
Alex
way for me.
Harley, give us your thoughts on how the game has been going, and then I shall make way for Artif Nawaz.
Yeah, India with a run rate of 8.2. It's going to take just a couple of balls for that run rate to climb to 10s, but I think the spinners haven't. Abrar in that previous over just bowled outside the leg stump, then outside the off stump. Just couldn't quite get things right. The seamers, obviously, Pakistan don't trust the seamers because the last over of the power play again, Atif, is going to be spin.
It is indeed. It's Saim Ayub in for his second over. Went for 5 in his first. He's got a bowl to Kishan. Slightly short and slapped down towards long off for a single. It's been terrific touch. Kishan played a really nice innings against Namibia. 61 there to just guide India across what could have been a banana peel. Got a really attractive 20 as well in the first game against the USA before he was dismissed. So he's in really good touch. As Ishan Kishan sort of goes under the radar a little bit because of all the other stars in this Indian side. In reverse sweep attempted by Dilip. And he just really sort of awkwardly gets it onto his pads. They managed to get through for a single as the ball trickles to mid-off. But he didn't play that with a lot of control or particularly well, really. There's a lot of milestones in this game. Rinku Singh needs 5 runs to get to 3,500 in T20s. Hardik Pandya needs 22 more for 6,000 T20 runs. Abrar needs 1 more for 50 T20 wickets. It's much better from Saim Ayub. No room for Kishan, who just chops the ball to extra cover, no run. It's already been a pulsating game, and Mohammad Nawaz, 3 more wickets for him would take him to 100 T20 international wickets. So
all the potentials.
Yeah, they're all in play, aren't they? All of them in play. Here's Saim Ayub into Ishan Kishan again, who pulls this ball, doesn't time it, just over the head of Shaheen Afridi at mid-on. And it kicks on off this very quick outfield and goes to the long off boundary for 4. But for a moment, his heart will have been in his mouth. Ishan Kishan didn't get a hold of it, but picks up 4 anyway. 47 for 1 off 5.4.
Well, Tippers, I'm not sure if this was a good effort from Shaheen Afridi or not. It felt like half an effort, to be honest with you. I think he could have got there. I think if it had gone 2 hands, he could have got there.
He had more time than I think he realised because he sort of clocked it, did Kishan. Here's Saim into Kishan, who comes down the track. The ball turns sharply. Kishan watchfully drives to extra cover. They pick up a single. He's got off to a heck of a start here, Ishan Kishan. 42 of 25 deliveries. He's got almost all of India's runs here. India 48 for 1. 1 ball to come in the power play. It started so well for Pakistan, that first over. Just 1 run coming off it. And the big wicket of Abhishek Sharma, his second duck of the tournament. Since then, it's been the Ishan Kishan show. It's Tilak Varma on strike now. As Saim Ayub in, Tilak makes a bit of room. Thick outside edge. Goes past the short third fielder, Khwaja Nafe, the substitute fielder who's on. And he's pulled the ball in just inside the boundary sponge, but he might have been making contact. I think they'll take a look at it. The batters have run through for 3. So it's going to be 3 or 4. Either way, India's 50 will be up. They're either going to be 51 for 1 or 52 for 1.
Gosh, that was quick, the outfield there. Absolute lightning. It's going to be 4, that, by the way.
Yeah, it's going to be 52 for 1 after 6 overs. An excellent recovery for India, having lost that wicket in the first over. Largely off the back of Ishan Kishan just played some tremendous shots, 5 4s and 2 6s for him. Tilak Verma with the outside edge picked up a boundary as well. It really is an electric atmosphere here in Colombo as the players take a drinks break. Lights are on. We had a musical performance before the match started here as well. Hanuman Kind, Indian rapper, delighting some of the crowd that were in at the time. There's lots of sort of exaggerated security here. I don't mean that in a negative way. It's good to have security, I suppose, but you know, six times we were stopped on the way in, producer Jack and I, so we were kind of like, okay, you know, I feel like you've looked inside my bag quite a few times.
Yeah, you got to get used to that. India-Pakistan games, the security is heightened. I actually think as well for the crowds coming in, they're not allowed to bring bags in either. There's no bags, no rucksacks. They're not allowed to do that. Because there's a few of the fans that were coming in yesterday to watch the game we were doing, they didn't realise they weren't allowed to bring their bags in.
A lot of things were different today as well. I noticed cigarettes are a big no-no at the stadium today as well. They would be confiscated as fans were making their way in. There's this huge box of cigarettes.
I bet the security guards are loving that.
They'll have a good old time later.
Everyone will be walking out and just putting their hands in. I wonder where they go.
I think they're supposed to be disposed of, probably. I imagine. I don't know what happens to them. I'm not going to speculate. Right, okay. So far, Pakistan's bowlers, it's been a mixed bag. Salman Ali Agha, terrific stuff from the Pakistani captain, who hadn't bowled in this World Cup up until this game. 2 overs, 1 for 10 for him. And Shaheen Afridi, very expensive, went for 15 from his sole over. Saim Ayub, 2 overs, 0 for 16 from his 8. And Abrar went for 11 from his overs as well. We expect to see lots and lots of spin from this Pakistani team today. Right, Alex, put a number on it. How many overs of spin are we going to see from Pakistan?
Well, I was just going to say, we're going to see loads, aren't we? Because the seamers have been expensive. There's only been 1 over of seam in that power play there for Shaheen Shah Afridi, and it went for 15. The rest of the overs, yes, a few of them were expensive, but the rest have been all spin. The last 30 balls, India have scored 51 and not lost a wicket. So you would feel that, I just don't know when Shaheen Shah Afridi is going to come back into the attack, because he hasn't been bowling well.
No, he's not been very impressive in the first 2 matches. There were calls to have him replaced, but I think the Pakistan sort of brains trust decided that they wanted to go with experience in such a big match atmosphere, the kind of players who've been in this before. Right, the players have had their drink. We're about to resume. India 52 for 1 after 6 overs, and it's going to be Abrar in for a second. Curious to see how Kishan goes out about his business now that the power play is done. He's been timing the ball very well, just a couple of mishits. Now, long on and long off our back, there's a deep extra cover in place, deep mid-wicket and a deep backward square leg. Abrar in. Thick outside edge, pass short third, running away towards the boundary. Chase on from Shaheen Afridi. He's not going to get there. It's another boundary for Ishan Kishan. Excellent placement there, because there were so many fielders in the deep, but knew that third man was up inside the circle and picked his spot. He's on to 46 off 26 balls. India 56 for 1 off 6.1.
Well, the ball just starting outside the off stump, but turning quite sharply in towards Ishan Kishan, who played that deliberately down to short third.
Abrar into Kishan again, who's smacked this ball straight back down the ground. Mid-off, makes a sliding effort, can't get there, but Fahim Ashraf. The ball gets to the boundary. Ishan Kishan with a lightning quick 50 here at the Pramadasa Stadium. They're cheering, they're on their feet, the Indian fans, as Kishan raises his bat. He's got to 50 of 27 balls, a strike rate of 185, and he's really put the Pakistanis on a back foot. There's a conflab already taking place. Salman Ali Agha in discussion with Abrar, and one of the other players, I think it's Mohammad Nawaz, who got into a little mini huddle there with Abrar, who's gone for back-to-back boundaries right after the power play. Abrar into Kishan again, flighty delivery, driven on the up towards the extra cover boundary. That's another 4. 3 4s in 3 balls for Ishan Kishan, who's hit balls all round the ground. He went behind the wicket for 1, straight down the ground for another, and through the covers on this occasion. 64 for 1 off 6.3.
Well, before that ball, in his 80% of the runs scored had been boundaries for Ishan Kishan. So he's just got a little bit more, just climbed a little bit more there. He's faced 9 dots in his 28 balls. The rest of them have been walloped to the boundary.
Yeah.
And for Pakistan here, and Abrar in particular, just got to take a breath.
Well, he's going to change his angle now. He's going to come around the wicket. and he comes to Kishan, who guides this ball. This time there is a stop at short third from Shaheen Afridi, who's gone a little bit straighter, and it's a dot ball. Abrar trying to stop that flood of boundaries coming from Ishan Kishan, who's got a big gold chain on as well. Ishan Kishan sticking out of his top.
We're going to see Tariq next, I reckon.
Oh, soon, surely. Abrar in again, just cramping Kishan for room this time. He pulls to mid-wicket, there is no run.
Did you see the video of the Indian players practicing against what would be...
Surya Kumar Yadav was practicing his pause and then delivery. And actually, I noticed the Pakistan players were doing something similar. As Abrar is in, it's a short and pulled out towards deep mid-wicket. Should just be a single on this occasion. It is. So Abrar managed to pull it back somewhat after going for 3 boundaries in a row at the start of the over. But India are just marching on at the moment. 65 for 1 after 7 overs. It's been a bit of an exhibition here from Ishan Kishan. I mentioned that he sort of goes under the radar a little bit in this Indian side, full of stars. Abhishek Sharma, Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, even Tilak Verma, who had some terrific performances in that Asia Cup that India won last year. But Ishan Kishan reminding everybody just how talented he is. Alex Hartley's going to take a break, and Nagaraj Golapuri, ESPN News editor, ESPN Cricket News editor, is going to join me alongside. Pleasure to have you, Nagaraj. Enjoying the match so far?
Yeah, it's amazing, right? No one expected what happened in the power play in a way that, especially the Pakistan bowling those many spinners and those many overs of spin. But if you look at the surface, I'm sure you've already summarized it.
Shadab Khan is in, and that first ball has been swept out towards deep backward square leg. They'll pick up a single. In fact, they're going to come back for 2. It's a very big ground here at the Premadasa. Lots of twos there for the taking. Shadab's first ball was swept quite nicely that by Kishan. He's on to 57 of 32. Sorry, Nagaraj.
No, it's just the pitch. It is definitely taking a lot of spin, and it is stopping also the first ball that the first wicket that India lost. Abhishek Sharma, he was surprised by not just the ball skidding, but also like stopping for a bit and then jumping on him.
Okay, Shadab into Kishan, who's gone after this. He's got a long way up in the air. Has he got the distance? Oh yes, huge from Ishan Kishan. A big 6 over mid-wicket. He's stamping his authority on this game, really sending the ball sailing to all parts, looking absolutely invincible. 63 of 33 for him so far. India 73 for 1.
Yeah, I think Pakistan thought that they could kind of dominate Kishan in the power play because his numbers, yesterday I was checking, his numbers against spin, especially in power play, are very weak. His strike rate is 110 in the innings, and about 12 or 13 innings that he has played in that phase. So Pakistan did come out, but I think Kishan has played this really well. He's kind of picked his targets, and he's we can talk about that later.
Shadab in once more, another flighted delivery, swept by Ishan Kishan out towards the fine leg boundary. It's another 4. Well, it's raining boundaries here at the Premadasa Stadium, and they're all coming from the blade of Ishan Kishan. That's his 9th 4 to go along with his 3 6s. He's on to 67 now of 34. India powering along, going over 10 and over, 77 for 1 off 7.3.
Yeah, and they're feeding him to his strengths.
They really are. Shadab in again. Down the track comes Ishan Kishan. Drives down towards long on. Shaheen Afridi will field. It's a tumbling stop from him, which allows the Indians back for a couple. In fact, there's a direct hit at the non-striker's end, but he was comfortably home. By then was Tilak Verma at the non-striker's end, who's played a bit of a supporting role here. He's been on, it feels like he's been on 10 off 7 for about 20 minutes. It's barely at the strike.
Yeah, he also got lucky, right? Didn't he? When Kishan hit him on the pads, he was really lucky not to get injured. But you could see where Kishan is kind of scoring his runs, mostly picking the sweeps of both the wrist spinners. Abrar, he's really kind of dominated him from the first ball. He knew what the areas that Abrar was holding, and to all the bad balls. Last match after scoring against Namibia, what he said was like he is targeting bowlers, not every ball. So he's doing that again here today against Pakistan.
Shadab into Kishan, who goes for a switch here, falls over playing it, but he'll pick up runs, got a hand to it at backward point, which will prevent the boundary. Saibzada Farhan with the throw. Batters get back for 2. Even when he sort of looks inelegant, he's picking up runs here. Is Ishan Kishan. Very expensive over from Pakistan. 16 of Shadab Khan's first over so far. Just got a little bottom of the bat and fell to his side as he played it with Kishan, but just sort of rolled through, got to his feet and ran through for a brace. The MC here in the stadium, playing to the crowd. Let's go India is the chant. Shadab into Ishan Kishan. Back of a length, pulled nicely, but there is protection in the deep. Will they get another 2? They should do. No. The throw comes in from Fahim Ashraf. They opt just for the single. I think Kishan just wants to keep the strike at the moment. 17 runs off that over. India 82 for 1 after 8 overs. Ishan Kishan has scored about 90% of India's runs so far. 72 off 37 for him. The only batter dismissed so far was Abhishek Sharma. It looked like a very different game after the first over, but now India absolutely galloping here in Colombo. 82 for 1 after 8 overs.
Yeah, and Kishan is like, I mean, since he has made a comeback to the Indian team, he has been kind of, in 6 innings, his strike rate has been 222, and he's been kind of using his strengths, which is clearly like clearing the grounds in India, which are smaller compared to here in Premadasa, where he has not gone.
Sorry,
I
just a
saw
second,
him,
Nagraj.
yeah.
He's on his back now.
Yeah.
Ishan Kishan, I think that shot, it was the reverse sweep that he tried to play where he fell off his feet. It's caused him some discomfort. The physio has come out now to have a look at Ishan Kishan, who's being stretched and hydrated. He's been given some water as well, but he's on the flat on his back on the ground at the moment, being stretched by the physio. I can see Usman Tariq wandering around the outfield as well. Doesn't look like he's going to bowl yet, but there's a lot of Pakistani players just sort of in a huddle trying to work out what they do about Ishan Kishan. He's really shell-shocked this Pakistan team with a breathtaking attack. 9 4s and 3 6s, and it's 72 off 37 so far. A reminder, both these teams coming into this game unbeaten. India have only lost to Pakistan once before in T20 World Cups. That was in 2021. They won a close game in 2022 and another close game in 2024. And, well, the smart money says they'll do it again in Colombo. But we're less than a quarter of the way through this game. Very pleased to have Nagraj Golapuri of ESPN Cricinfo alongside me.
And Atif, I think you should remember that each time Pakistan have held the upper hand, and they have held the upper hand in the past few matches, including the Asia Cup final, it's India have held their nerve together, and Pakistan have not been able to kind of counter that, especially in, I mean, Asia Cup was a very close match. It went to the last over, but the previous other matches were, like, I think even the 2022 World Cup, where Virat Kohli scored that majestic innings, Pakistan did have the upper hand. It's just that how Pakistan counter when India start kind of counter-attacking them is the question. And today they have shown their hand and said that we are going to go with spinners, and now they have to continue with that. But Kishan is not stopping attacking. He's not attacking every spinner, but he's picking spinners. And now I want to see his contest, his one-on-one duel with what's his name, Usman Tariq, who I don't think he has ever played or seen. Even yesterday when I was watching the training nets, the day before especially, when Surya was kind of not imitating Tariq, actually he was trying to feed it was Abhishek who was batting more than Kishan. So I want to see what Kishan does against Tariq, and especially the speeds that Tariq kind of keeps wearing at and the slant. So this would be an interesting contest. But
well, Ishan
Kishan for a while.
Yeah, he's flat on his back at the moment. He's been getting some treatment from the physios for some time. The umpires are crowding around him as well, just wanting to get an update on his condition, but he's still on his back, is Ishan Kishan, so there's a little bit of a delay in play. I can also see Shaheen Afridi getting a bit of treatment actually. He's flat on his back in a sort of half press-up position, and he's getting some treatment from the Pakistani physio. He's not being paid too much attention. I think he just took advantage of the moment to get a little rub down on his calves. And now, is he back on his feet yet? I think he is. He's back on his. He's sort of he's tying his shoelaces. This Ishan Kishan. I think we're ready to resume. He looks okay. His pads are a bit dirty from the dive he had to put in. But other than that, he's looked absolutely spectacular today. Ishan Kishan. He's such a terrific player. I remember watching his T20 international debut for India. He scored a 50 on debut in no time at all, and 20 on deliveries. And you got the feeling that a star was born, and really sort of unlucky in a way to be sort of overshadowed by the likes of Surya Kumar Yadav and Abhishek Sharma over the next few years. But this is a big reminder, because people remember performances in India-Pakistan matches.
And more importantly, his journey in the last 2 years has been incredible, in the sense he was kind of sidelined. He kind of asked for a break from the selectors. He said that he needed to work on his mental temperament, etc. So he took a break. He did not play first-class cricket. The selectors kind of, in a way, penalized him by asking him to kind of play domestic cricket if he wanted to make a comeback. He scores and plays domestic cricket, scores truckloads of runs, makes his way back, and now he's kind of earned that place of his. He actually, if you see, jumped the queue and then replaced Sanju Samson, who has hit one of the fastest hundreds 2 years back. And this is a guy who's kind of comes in and says that, look, this is my place, I'm going to take it. And he did say that, he did admit that he had learned some lessons, and the one thing he learned was that he now can't joke around in international cricket. He has to kind of focus on what is there and which he wants to kind of earn. He wants to become a 3-format player.
Right. Ishan Kishan is ready to face. Shaheen's had a bit of strapping put on his knee, actually. We did see him moving a bit gingerly around the field earlier. Saim Ayub in for his third over to Kishan, who pulls this ball and just checks his shot a little bit as it turned sharper than I think he thought it was going to be. Gets a single out to mid-wicket. Score moves to 83 for 1 off 8.1 overs. And Tilak will finally get a chance to move off 10 off 7. He's been there for a good half hour. Tilak just been best seat in the house watching this onslaught from Ishan Kishan. Tilak played a remarkable innings in that Asia Cup final to take India over the line against Pakistan. Saim Ayub just making him wait a little bit. And now in he comes to Tilak, who paddles this round the corner out towards deep backward square leg for a single. Nawaz will get the throw back in, and from an Indian perspective, that's the right thing to do for Tilak Verma right now. Just keep feeding the strike to Ishan Kishan, because he's really in some kind of groove. India motoring along here at the Premadasa, over 10 and over, 84 for 1 after 8.2 having been put into bat by Pakistan's captain who won the toss. Saim Ayub in, reverse switch here, it's gone a long way, nearly for 6, 1 bounce 4 in the end. It was smart batting that from Kishan, who got into position early, sort of showed his hand, and Saim Ayub didn't really adjust his ball, maybe made it a little bit slower, but Kishan waited on it and just pulled it away majestically behind the cover fielder and over towards that boundary. 1 bounce into the advertising hoardings. 77 off 39 balls now for Ishan Kishan. Here's Saim Ayub in again, who makes a bit of room. He's bowled him! Well, finally, Ishan Kishan's extraordinary innings comes to an end. It's Saim Ayub who dismisses him. Ball just followed Ishan Kishan, who tried to make a little bit of room by stepping outside his leg stump. Ball turned sharply, he missed it, struck the top of leg, and that onslaught comes to an end. But what an unbelievable innings that was from Ishan Kishan. It's put Pakistan on the back foot. They do have an opening now to try and slow things down for this Indian batting lineup. A little moment of respite from this endless attack. India 88 for 2 after 8.4 overs.
Respite, you say? Surya has already galloped inside and he's already about to take the card. I mean, Surya is in form of his life once again. So I think Pakistan are ready for Surya in that sense for the plans. Now I would want to see if they would bring Shaheen Afridi to pull one over. But Kishan, really, I think the niggle which he had probably played a role in the shots he was trying to play. He was trying to kind of just go for the slogs also at the same time, and this was a ball. Then when he kind of backed out and played that ball, he knew that he shouldn't have done that. So anyway, I think he's done his job, and India's deep batting order will not kind of bother them so much, even after Kishan is departed.
Yeah, they've got a lot of batting to come, as you say. Surya Kumar Yadav, 84 not out against the USA in that innings, where India had a bit of a wobble in the top order. It was Shadley von Shalwick who took 4 wickets in that innings and put India on the back foot. And it was Surya Kumar Yadav who held that innings together with 84 not out. Just the 12 runs against Namibia in Delhi for him, but an incredible player, and the captain of this Indian side makes his way out. Well, I did say the word respite. Maybe I'll take that back in a couple of deliveries. Let's see.
I mean, he didn't make so many runs in the Asia Cup final.
He did. Yeah. Number 6 ranked batter in the world is Surya Kumar Yadav in the ICC rankings. Saim Ayub is going to be bowling to him. Number 1 ranked all-rounder in the world, so high-ranking contest this.
Is he number 1? I thought he was number 2.
Number 1 all-rounder in the world, yeah. In the ICC rankings. Saim Ayub. Abrar Ahmed is number 2 ranked bowler. Maybe that's who you're thinking of.
Oh no, the all-rounder.
Oh right, the all-rounder. I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure it was number 1 coming into the tournament.
Yeah, into the tournament.
Yeah.
It just changed last week.
Saim Ayub in. And that ball's turned sharply away from Surya Kumar Yadav, who's just played it slightly aerially, not with a lot of control. He'll pick up a single though to get off the mark. 89 for 2 of 8.5 overs. Just taking a look at that dismissal again. Perfect length from Simon Yu, really. Just knocks the leg stump bail off. That's all you need to hit. And Surya Kumar Yadav from this Ishan Kishan had a frustrated expression on his face. I'll tell you what, I don't know if he endorses any silver companies, but he's going to sell a lot of it wearing it in the style that he does. Tilak Verma with a defensive shot just turns the ball beside him, and there is no run. So a good over that for Pakistan. The wicket of Ishan Kishan and 7 runs coming off for India. 89 for 2 after 9 overs, going at just a touch under 10 and over. It's an opportunity for Pakistan to try and sneak a few quiet overs in. We still haven't seen the mystery off spinner Usman Tariq in action, so we'll look forward to that. I can see him just running towards a fine leg at the moment, so it's not imminent, but he's in the game, and I'm sure we'll see him at some point. Salman Ali Agha just shuffling his deck a little bit. Lots of resources available to him.
Nawaz.
Yeah, Mohammad Nawaz will come into the attack next. Took his maiden 5-wicket haul for Pakistan against Australia in the 3rd match of that T20 International Series, then preceded this World Cup. Coming into this World Cup in good form. And a chance to bowl at the new batter, Surya Kumar Yadav, who's just on 1-off-1 at the moment. He's also quite highly ranked, number 7 in the ICC T20 rankings, bowler rankings, is Mohammad Nawaz. Both these teams very prolific in this format. They play a lot of T20 cricket. Let's see how Nawaz gets on. Surya Kumar Yadav awaits. There is Nawaz. As Kumar drives, but a tumbling stop. That extra cover from Salman Ali Agha prevents any runs. Now, the average turn at the Premadasa in previous matches was 1.3 degrees. Tonight, it's been 2.4, almost double the amount of turn that we've seen in the previous games, and I suspect that number's going to keep going up the more games that are played here at the Premadasa. Nawaz in, goes a little bit fuller, driven firmly down towards long off for a single by Surya Kumar Yadav. 90 for 2 off 9.2.
Talking about the degree of turn, we have to talk about the pitch, and India made an interesting point after the match against Namibia. They said that they would have preferred a flatter pitch in this World Cup. They're not getting one here.
Well, it won't be flatter here at the
But they won't be
Premadasa.
complaining either, I guess, because they have more experienced spinners equally.
Nawaz in. This is short and wide, and Tilak guides it nicely out towards deep point. They'll pick up a single. Bowling to his field at the moment is Mohammad Nawaz. Earlier today, we saw Rohit Sharma and Wasim Akram bring the World Cup trophy onto the field. It's lovely to see them both. He's looking in good nick, actually. Rohit Sharma, last time I saw him, was carrying maybe a little bit of extra weight, but he looks trim. Enjoying his time away, I think.
I'm
Fuller
not.
deliveries, push to cover, there is no run.
I'm not teasing a World Cup winning captain.
No, of course not. There's no teasing there at all, trust me.
No, we're joking.
Trust
I'm
me,
not.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
look,
no.
it's
I'm
like,
saying he's looking good.
yeah, he's really worked on his fitness. Looks like. I think somebody pointed that to him, and he did the high, bringing his knees up and jogging up and down, showing this fitness levels now.
In good shape, as does Wasim Akram as well.
Oh.
Terrific shape. Is Mohammad Nawaz into Surya Kumar Yadav, who guides this ball just in front of point. He'll jog through for a single. They look for a second. Nope. Just on standby. Opted not to go for it. Wasim Akram is an absolute beast. He goes to the gym every single day, has like a really regimented diet, and he's nearly 60 now, Wasim.
60.
He is 60 in fact, isn't he? But he just really carries himself and has the kind of energy of a man half his age.
Did you notice him talking to Abrar?
I did.
Just
before
did you
the
notice
start
him?
of
And
play, yeah.
definitely it was more inside sharing than.
As the next ball's played to extra cover, there is no run. 92 for 2 India. They've made a very strong start here against Pakistan in this group match here at the Premadasa. We're going to have a few more thoughts from you, Nagraj, and then you're going to be joined for the first time, I think, on this broadcast by Daniel Norcross.
Great. I think, interestingly, Tilak Verma had said at the beginning of this tournament that he plays in this role of number 3 and he's very comfortable. This is a role that he had asked Surya Kumar Yadav a couple of years back for, and he did get that role, and he decided to take that role because he felt that he has the capability of playing deep, and he believes this is like sort of an anachronism in T20 cricket. Modern T20 cricket is like he believes in playing the anchor role, which is not a word that you hear in T20s anymore, but he believes that him and Surya have worked out that if both of them bat together in the middle overs and just not go at every bowler and every ball, India can do well. And it's worked. The method has worked. And so we don't expect any fireworks from these two guys for a few overs, but if they stay there for a little bit longer, Pakistan will be worried.
Usman Tariq with his first ball, and it's been hammered into the onside for 4. Out through deep mid-wicket. Puts him dragged down, and Sky is very quick onto that. He moves to 7, 96 for 2 at the other end. Tilak, he came out to bat about 2 minutes into this game. He's only faced 11 balls in that time. Ishan Kishan basically hogged the strike, quite right too, because he was going so well. It's 77 on 40. And Tilak has only faced 11 balls. He came in about 50 minutes ago. Here is Tariq again with his stuttering approach and stops. It's driven into the offside by Sky out towards deep extra cover. They take the easiest of singles, 97 for 2. We've seen a lot of turn on this pitch. Plenty of movement. There's plenty on offer, and Pakistan have used 6 spinners now.
Yeah.
Which is relatively unusual, you'd say.
I think they've been playing 5 spinners.
They've been playing them for that, but they haven't always bowled 6 of them. It's forward in defence comes Tilak, goes up to the onside, there's no run. Because we've had the whole suite now. Salman Ali Agha hasn't always bowled himself, certainly hasn't bowled the first ball of the innings so far in this tournament. Saeem Ayub has, and then hasn't. He's bowled 3 overs so far today. Abra's taken a bit of tap. He's 2 overs for 24. Shadab, his 1 over went for 17. But now, Usman Tariq is around the wicket, stops and then delivers. Pushed into the offside, fielded at short extra, there's no run. There's no problem with the arm, I don't think. I think people's objection is that
the pause.
The pause, it's like a penalty taker just trying to wrong foot the batter. You stay still, then you'll be fine. It makes it a bit more difficult to move around the crease, I suppose, because then you're giving it away, and Tariq can adjust accordingly. As he puts it up outside the off stump, beats the bat, bails come off, but I think that back foot's home, so there's no danger there. So first ball's gone for 4, and after that, just 1 more run. The rest of the over with 1 ball remaining.
You could see in that leg spin why people think.
Yeah, the leg spinner perhaps, but he's also got quite a few variations. The low arm googly I particularly like. It's almost a sort of patirana almost, and then the quicker ball just comes with a slight flex. But you're allowed a bit of a flex.
Yeah.
That's within the laws.
And he's passed. He's kind of come through all the required testing that.
Now short and chip down to deep backward square leg by Tilak. He's going to keep strike at the end of the over. Goes to 13 from 15 in stark contrast to Ishan Kishan today, who was quite sensational, 77 off 40, but then he could have been cramped. There was something.
Yeah.
After he got the treatment, he actually hobbled a bit, didn't he?
Yeah.
They took a single and he didn't look comfortable then. He didn't. I mean, the walk-off might have just been disappointment, but it was quite a slow walk-off. If he doesn't play, if he pulls up with a problem, is it Sanju Samson just comes straight in for him? Keeps wicket?
Yeah, I guess. There's no other keeper.
Right. So, Mohammad Nawaz is going to continue from the far end. First over went for 3. Just the last 30 balls, I was going to say just 46 runs. I think if you look at the last 18, the even more dramatic drop-off since the wicket of Kishan. And the score was on 88. Comes now Nawaz, that's smacked over extra cover. First 1 bounce 4. Fabulous shot. Now it's gone all the way. Kumar Dharmasena raises his arms. It's just squeezed over the boundary. Pretty flat. It's a wide ball outside the off stump. It allowed Tilak to free his arms. And that has come, as Ravi Shastri would say, right out of the screws. 104 for 2. Wow. 81 metres. Just crept over by about a foot. And a look of concern on Mohamed Nawaz's face. No one likes to give a 6 off the first ball of an over. You start to think dark thoughts. Back into his crease this one, and he just gets into a tangle. The ball strikes bat and pad and plops down in front of his body. And is easily collected. He's got a problem here. He's got something in his eye or something. No,
And there have been some flies all around.
they're happy flies.
Yeah, they're happy flies.
Our box had a lot of flies.
Yes.
So have you noticed them? They've been out and about, have they?
I've heard, I didn't go downstairs, but they're saying that there are a lot of flies, which are especially visible on TVs. So.
Right. Nawaz in, pushed it to the offside, hit square of the wicket. I'll take an easy single because we've done a few games here. That hasn't been a problem at all. So
No, I was sitting last 2 evenings watching training sessions, and I was outside. Though I was bitten by a few mosquitoes, but I didn't see any flies around. So.
No, well, there are a few apparently in the box. This one, though, specifically, not next doors, it just targeted TMS. As Surya Kumayala comes back onto strike. 3 in the ring on the offside, a short fine leg, long on, long off back. Nawaz is around the wicket, just tucked into the onside. They amble the first. We haven't seen as many 2s today, partly because we've seen quite a lot of boundaries. 13 4s and 4 6s. To get those 2s, you just got to nudge it to that area, just beyond the inner ring, and that's not really been the order of the day for India, but it might end up being before you know it.
I mean, it's in a way a little contrast to Australia-Zimbabwe match.
22 2s, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's a lot of 2s. Oh, that's it. Pushed back past the bowler's right hand along the ground by Tilak, up to long off. For a single, just a reminder, every ball of every game available of this T20 Men's T20 World Cup on the BBC, BBC Sounds, BBC Sports Extra 2 and 3, the BBC Sport website and app, and on the ICC app, and of course, our friends in Australia, the ABC. You can hear every ball of every game. They've got a massive game coming up. Huge one, Sri Lanka against Australia from Palakelli tomorrow, which could decide their future in the tournament. Nawaz is in, goes on the street, loves it, absolutely loves it as the keeper and the bowler. Umpire Dharmasena is unmoved as he got outside the line. That was the full proper appeal, where Usman Khan's arms pumped from side to side. They're going upstairs. Once you've made an appeal like that, Nagraj, you cannot go, oh no, you're right, that was never out. You have to go upstairs. They've appealed themselves into...
We have a player review for LBW. The original decision is not out. To feel I'm looking at the split screen.
Right, so third umpire's involved here.
Looks like it's fairly close to the toe end of the batter. We got Aldridge. Once that's ready, please have a look at Aldridge.
Well, that's... I think that's going to be umpire's call on impact.
Just waiting on Aldridge.
I wonder if there is no bat. I'm still not sure this
Here's
feels
Aldridge.
very
I
out.
think it hit his heel straight.
One more frame.
Back heel.
Flat line. Okay, keep rolling through the pair. There's no bat. Once we clarify that, we'll just go to ball tracking when available.
It doesn't...
Just waiting on ball tracking. Here we go. The original decision is not out.
It's enough
Pitching in line.
straight.
Impacts in line. Wickets umpire's call.
Oh, bad.
Kumar will get you back on screen and you can stay with your original decision of not out. You're on screen.
I tell you, that is quite unlucky because he has got it to straighten quite appreciably, and it's quite a chunky umpire's call. You know, it's not one of those just clipping just a tiny shade of ball. But you can see why Dharmasena didn't give that out, because it almost didn't actually hit him in line. It's straightened so much, that ball from Mohamed Nawaz. In the end, they get the leg bye for it, which is the first extra of the innings, which is worth noting. 108 for 2 India. They're going along at exactly 9 and over, but he will survive that.
That was his first sweep too, right?
Yeah.
It was the first sweep attempt by Surya.
Right. So Usman Tariq is going to continue. So I say he survived. You can sort of see, didn't feel super out in real time, but you can see now why Pakistan really went for it, because that was very close to being out as this next ball is driven along the ground through extra cover. Field is coming round. It's hit so crisply by Surya Kumar. They only in the end will get 3 for it because good bit of work out on the boundary just to pull that back. My word, it does come off his back really sweetly, and India moved to 111 for 2. Surya Kumar into double figures. As this crowd, predominantly Indian crowd, not exactly hushed, but they were in a state of feverish excitement about 25 minutes ago when Ishan Kishan was going utterly berserk. Pakistan have just clawed it back a touch. This one, Tariq's in, it's driven along the ground by Tilak, who moves to 22 from 20. Very much is anchoring this, isn't he?
And Tariq is doing really well. I think he's putting the pressure. He's kind of not taking the pressure because all the tension was on him going into this match, and he's actually just struck to his strengths, and he's the ball that beat Tilak. Ooh, superb delivery, and this is a bowler that batters are not just going to take it easy, it looks like. So
no, but I suppose he's got quite a low trajectory sometimes. It's quite difficult to get underneath. There's that short, faster ball.
Yeah.
101 kilometres an hour. The ball before that was 78. So that's a contrast of 23 kilometres an hour.
It's like you're waiting for the serve while playing a tennis match. You're just waiting. What are you coming out with? Top spin?
Yeah. Well, he appears to have at least 6 different deliveries, doesn't he?
I don't know how many variations, but surely more than...
Full, slower, driven along the ground. All the way up to Fahim Ashraf at long off. So another single. 3-1-1-1 this over's gone so far. 114 for 2. As India build, they got so much batting. We got Rinku down at number 7. Akshay Patel for heaven's sake at 8. They don't have to worry too much about the losing of wickets, but it's not an easy pitch. There's a bit of purchase in there for the spinners. And it's this one, Tariq. Once again, and that's the round arm one down the leg side. Might be wided by umpiring. If it is.
Yeah, that's a question India would be asking themselves, what is a good score here now? Because they have 7 hours to go after this, clearly, and they have their big hitters. Do they go for 200, or do you just kind of look for about anywhere between 180 to 190? And because the pitch has taken so much spin and grip.
Don't you think Kuldeep's going to be a handful on this? And Varun Chakravarti, those two could be really dangerous on this pitch. And so Swan is in again, and that's cut to backward point. The parry means that they'll get a single because the short third moved to cover the shot as it was hit to backward point. So he was out of position where the fielder shot up, just parried it a little too far, and they were able to trot through for an easy single. 8 off the over so far, 1 ball remains. It's going to be delivered around the wicket to the left-handed Tilak. There's no slip in place. Should he grab that edge, which he has threatened to do here. He's in, that's carved through backward point. Fielder runs round, will cut it off, but not before they get back for another Premadasa 2. 10 off the over, 118 for 2. You're gathering your things as if you're on your way, Nagraj.
Yes, I'll see.
Have I anticipated that correctly? Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll hear from you later, yes?
Yes, we'll be back soon. Thanks.
Fabulous. Thank you. Right, 118 for 2, 13 overs gone. India going along at 9 and over with 8 wickets in hand. And Surya Kumar Yadav yet to unleash hell. And you have a horrible feeling that he might be about to if you're a Pakistan fan. You're just sort of waiting for it. We've had 1 over of pace and 12 overs of spin. 6 spinners used, so loads more options here. But at the moment, we're just getting some overs in tandem here between Mohammad Nawaz and Usman Tariq. They've bowled 4 overs back to back between them. And they're now going to start a 5th because Mohammad Nawaz, who's only gone for 12 in his first 2 overs, is going to continue. Has Surya Kumar lined him up? Is it an over too far? We are about to find out. In he comes, left arm around the wicket, goes on the sweep. Wallops this out through deep backward square leg. Really good diving stop on the boundary. Well, shut up again. He's furious because he's over pushed it. But they've only got 2 for it. I think they would have got 2 anyway, so I don't think he needs to be too vexed. There's quite a lot of body language going on out there from the Pakistanis. They're hurling themselves around.
They are indeed. They are indeed. There is still in this game. Spin has slowed things down in this World Cup, but the power play was so effective, and just after the power play for India, now they've started to slow down a little bit.
Now as in again, this is hacked into the onside, but off inside edge and body, and therefore Mohamed Nawaz is able to tidy up and there's no run.
But it's literally since Ishan Kishan got out, so one of these two is going to have to start swinging quite hard, because they've only lost 2 wickets. They've got so much strength and depth in their starting 11 that someone else might come in and play an innings like Ishan Kishan did.
Well, Partnership's 32 off 29.
It's slow.
Now Surya Kumar's not going to retire himself as he punches the shortest ball to the offside. There's no run, but might you say to yourself, Hardik, Shivam Dubey, Rinku, Tilak, thank you very much, son, you've done your job. Are you thinking that? Is that crossing your mind, Hardik?
No, I'm not thinking of retiring somebody. I'm just thinking of
Get on with it.
start playing a few more shots. The last 21 balls, there's only been 28 runs, 1 boundary.
Goes on the sweep again, gets plenty of it, but picks out the fielder at long.
Oh, that's
horrible! Shut up! Oh, dear. He's just let it go through his hands for 4. Should have been 1. It bounced a couple of times. I'm not going to give him any leeway here.
No.
I don't think it was an awkward bounce.
No, he just missed it.
Just absolutely wretched.
Tell you what that is, when you pass a ball in the garden to a 3-year-old and they miss it.
I'm furious when they do that.
Yeah, what are you doing? Be better.
Exactly. Well, especially when you're dragging them back. You know, Mohamed Nawaz is bowling a really good spell here, and he should have just conceded 1. He's conceded 4. Next ball's clipped away out towards deep square leg, or mid-wicket really, deep mid-wicket for a single. 125 for 2. And look, Shadab will be annoyed with himself as well. And he possibly overran it a touch. It is off a spinner. There might have been some action on it, but actually it bounced. It's one of those ones where it's not swerved, has it?
Stop giving him it. Stop saying it might have this, might have that.
Yeah. I'm trying to find something.
It's terrible.
It was abysmal. Right. He's going to put it behind him. As Mohamed Nawaz comes in and stops and does not deliver. Much to the boos of an Indian crowd, who I'm sure are perfectly happy for Dipti Sharma to do that 10 or 15 times every game she plays. As Mohamed Nawaz is in once again, short and worked to short mid-wicket. End of the over, have we had drinks? No, it'll be drinks time now, isn't it? It's 6 and 14. 7 runs off that over, a chance for Surya Kumar Yadav and Tilak Varma to have a word, because the last 5 overs, 36 for none, which is a little odd.
Very un-India-like.
It is, isn't it?
But the ball is turning, and it's turning quite sharply, so it might not be as easy as we necessarily think, because the power play went so well.
So you think Ishan Kishan's innings is going to be something of an outrider today?
I'm trying to think of a reason why things have slowed down so much, and maybe that is the reason. Maybe it is the outlier. Abhishek struggled at the top. He hit that cover fielder 3 times, slightly different in the power play, you know, when you've only got 2 fielders outside the fielding circle. But maybe Ishan Kishan was just batting on a different pitch today.
Yeah.
Maybe
they
who knows?
didn't bowl so well at him as well, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't think they did necessarily bowl too well. And actually, Shaheen Sharafridi's first and only over
of this match went for 15, got him going a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed with Abrar as well, actually. I don't think he bowled awfully well.
Yeah, he didn't get much support from the other end either when he was on, did he?
No, he didn't. Shadab's bowled 1 over for 17. And Abrar, as you say, not getting Right, Saim Ayub is on a hat-trick, and if Shivam Dubey does not studiously come forward in defence to this, I will be staggered, because no Indian wants to be
The man who gives a Pakistani a hat-trick. There's a slip in place. Long on has come up, which I think is a good move. I would bring some more up, because I'd say, right, do you want to go after it or not? Because it's heart in mouth time if you get out here. Hat-trick ball, Saim Ayub has 3 for 24. Shivam Dubey, the left-hander, is a new batter. Oh my goodness! Now that has spun past the outside edge. And
That's an
what are they
unbelievable
appealing for?
delivery.
It's a gorgeous ball, but I don't think the keeper held the ball, did
That's
he?
a spinner. Yeah, keeper's still got the ball
He's
in
still
his
got the
hand.
ball in his hand, is he? Right. So I thought it dropped out.
I think it's turned, it's
Bails have
bounced.
come off as well, so he's whipped the bails off,
Yeah,
hasn't
yeah, he whipped the bails off. So the ball bounced over the stumps. The question is, has it come off anything?
We have a player review for caught behind. Original decision
I
is
think
not out.
This is a hat trick.
The feet are
review, this, I
fearless.
think.
I'm looking at the split screen.
Oh, it is close to the outside edge, is it?
It's fairly close to the edge of the bat. We'll go to Ultrees just to confirm whether there's bat or not involved.
I'm not sure here, you know. My goodness, here
Here
comes
comes Ultrees,
Ultra
flat
Edge.
line so far. Still flat. Okay, there's no bat involved. Run it through. We'll go to sideline just to confirm the stumping as well.
Bounces by the barest of margins.
There's no bat involved. Foot's down. Foot's down. Thank you. I'll
Yeah.
go back to Ellie on
Yes.
field. Ellie, you can stay with your original decision of not out.
He has
You're on
survived.
screen. Signal.
He has survived there, but my goodness me, Shivam Dubey. I knew he was going to play that shot,
Yeah.
but I don't think he realised he was going to get an absolute ripper delivered from round the wicket. It's spun, gripped, turned, bounced. It's done everything except get the outside edge.
It's literally a spinner's dream, that wicket. When you've got a left-hander on strike, you've got your off-spinner, you're looking to target the stumps, pitch the ball on middle, turn outside the off-stump, and it's gone over the stumps.
Slip stays in place, long on has gone back. Oh, and Shivam Dubey is playing this with extreme suspicion. He just dabs the ball back to the bowler. There's no run. We had 1 run off this over and 2 wickets. it's quite the turnaround. 126 before, 1 ball left in the 15th, and suddenly Ishan Kishan's innings is looking like one of the most remarkable you could wish to see. Now then, I think I'm going to have to give the rest of this message to Atif Nawaz, but there is some interesting stuff here about deliberately pausing, as Dubey just places bat on ball more than anything else and takes the single to deep mid-wicket. End of the over, 15 gone. India 127 for 4. Couple of wickets for Saim Ayub. He could have had a hat-trick. He has 3 for 25. Surya Kumar Yadav 22. Dubey 1. Got a game in our hands. Alex Hartley, more from you than it's going to be Atif Nawaz.
Yeah, he's bowled his 4 overs as Saim Ayub. He's bowled really nicely, getting the ball to turn and bounce, getting it to talk and asking questions of the Indian batters. It's a bit of a shame he's bowled out, really, because Pakistan would have liked him to have bowled a little bit more. I have absolutely no doubt about that, but he's taken 3 of the 4 wickets, and Pakistan will probably think, well, the run rate hasn't got out of hand just yet, so as long as we can keep the new batters quiet, not let Sky go too hard at the death, we're in this game.
Yeah, it was a great over for Pakistan, with just the 2 runs and 2 wickets coming from it. Now the last 5 overs will be intriguing. 127 for 4 India, with Surya Kumar Yadav on 22 off 18, Dubey on 1 off 3. Mohammad Nawaz in for his final over. Dubey's gone after it. It's a thick under edge out towards deep backward square leg. They'll just pick up a single. Now, Daniel was talking there about Usman Tariq's action and the MCC's ruling on sort of bowling actions and pause, and he sort of got up to the point where he was talking about, you know, ICC approved testing centres and how you get that approved. I'll explain a little bit more probably at the end of this over, actually, because Nawaz is ready to go. What I say is, just as I say that, the batter pulls away just to have a look at where the fielders are at. Surya Kumar Yadav, the Indian captain, facing up to Mohammad Nawaz, who flights one up. Yadav flicks that ball powerfully out towards mid-wicket for a single. 129 for 4. I do think India sort of, one of the downsides of timing the ball really well is you miss out on all those 2s that we've seen here at the Premadasa. Ireland taking loads and loads of twos in the matches they played here, the 2 matches. Mohamed Nawaz in again to Shivam Dubey, who again just dabs this ball gently down towards long on, and it'll just walk through for a single. Pakistan happy with this, just allowing India to just tick along in singles. At this rate, India will get to 167. I think Pakistan will be thrilled with that, especially after Ishan Kishan was going all guns blazing earlier on his way to a 40-ball 77. Pakistan will feel like, off the back of that Saim Ayub over, they've just pegged India back a bit. Definitely reined in that total somewhat, but it's all about the finish. Nawaz in. This is short and just played slightly uppishly out towards deep extra cover by Surya Kumar Yadav. 4th single of the over. Just singles at the moment. I think Pakistan will be very happy with that, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely will be. They are in control of this game at the minute.
Loads of noise, as always, from Mohammad Usman.
Oh,
Behind
always.
the stumps, Usman Khan. Here's Nawaz into Dubey, who's gone after this one. Again, sort of clots it out towards mid-wicket, but the fielder is really square, so it does get to the boundary for 4. There's a bit of a grimace there from Shivam Dubey when he hit it. He wasn't satisfied with the contact, and yet he still picks up a boundary. 135 for 4, 1 ball to come in the 16.
Yeah, he really wasn't happy with that contact, but it was short, and he just pulled it into the leg side. And it did cloth it a little bit, and I think he was more angry at the fact that he's hit it aerial rather than down. But these big boundaries, nobody there is absolutely safe.
Yeah, Dubey likes to hit the ball hard and long. Here is Nawaz looking to finish off his spell tidily. Goes full and fast, dug out by Dubey, out towards extra cover. They run through for a quick single, and they make it. So that boundary helped India to 9 runs off that over. But a tidy spell that from Mohammad Nawaz, 0 for 28 from his 4 overs. India 136 for 4 after 16. Now back to Usman Tariq's bowling action.
Yeah, come on.
So it has to be approved at an ICC approved testing centre. Usman Tariq's action was cleared at the centre in Lahore in Pakistan. Now, the laws and regulations around Tariq's pause, the pause in his bowling action, are less clear cut, with the issue falling under the unfair play section of the laws and playing conditions rather than being explicitly defined by a rule. The on-field umpires can interpret the unfair play law, possibly using law 41.5, which covers the deliberate distraction or deception of batter, or the more broader laws around unfair play to ensure the match goes ahead fairly. If the pause is obviously longer or shorter, or if he bowls without a pause, that will be considered deception, was one interpretation, which was offered. Oh, here he is again, Usman Tariq. He fires one in on a length that's been pulled down the ground to long on for a single. So that interpretation was offered by former ICC umpire Anil Chowdhury this week. Everything seems okay up to now. I am not seeing anything wrong. The issue came back up in 2014 when former India spinner Ravichandran Ashwin paused in his delivery stride, resulting in tightening of how umpires interpreted these laws. The umpires are left to judge whether the length of the pause in a bowler's action is fair or unfair. So in a nutshell, it's at the umpire's discretion. If the pause is
Yeah,
in
so
itself.
if the pause is the same consistently, it's fine. If he starts mixing up the pause, it's not fine.
Tariq in again with a long pause, turning one sharply into Surya Kumar Yadav, who cuts firmly to backward point, fielded. There is no run.
That's how I would interpret that.
Yeah, I think you've got to be consistent with your pauses,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I mean, it's sort of interesting because it doesn't fall into like any technical rules. It falls into this fair play rules.
Yeah, I think the rule's going to change after the World Cup. I would imagine it does.
Curious to see how effective he remains, Usman Tariq, because he's played for a while in the PSL. Now for Pakistan, and he comes again. Big pause. This ball's been spooned up in the air. It'll drop short, in fact, into a pocket in the onside. Saim Ayub is very deep set at mid-wicket. Had to run in a long way, and in the end they sort of pick up a single. 138 for 4 India off 16.3 overs. A little bit of a quiet phase this for the Indian batters. Dubey on 9 off 8, Surya Kumar Yadav 25 off 22. Now lots of fielders in the deep and the leg side for Shivam Dubey. Is he going to try and clear them of Usman Tariq? Here's Tariq from wide of the crease. Shivam Dubey again plays a really sort of uncouth pull shot out towards mid-wicket. Mistimes it, picks up a single. 139 for 4 off 16.4.
Because he's so hard to face, Tariq, because of that pause, because of you're so used to having that free flow, you're so used to getting your timing against any of the bowlers, it's so different that you're thinking, okay, wait, oh no, got to wait a little bit longer.
Oh, it's been very popular on social media. I say popular. It's been chatted about on social media as Usman Tariq, as he pushes one a little bit wider as Surya Kumar Yadav was stepping across the stumps. He sort of looks at the umpire shakes his head.
And that's where you can question the bowling, because he's paused for so long. Surya Kumar Yadav has gone, okay, I'm going to walk outside the off stump. He's gone, haha, I can just bowl after you've done that.
Well, he's doing okay so far as Usman Tariq is in once more, goes full, almost into the crease of Surya Kumar Yadav, who digs this ball out down to long on for a single. Just 4 runs off that over. Tidy stuff from Usman Tariq. 140 for 4 India after 17 overs. I think it's been a quite pronounced checking of their scoring rate after the dismissal of Ishan Kishan. They were going at over 10s when Ishan Kishan was galloping his way to runs, just striking boundaries all around the ground. What a very attractive innings to watch, and a reminder that you can see clips of it on the BBC Sport website and app. Some really lovely shots in that. I do recommend checking it out. Perhaps Saima Ayub will make it on the website as well. 2 wickets and 2 balls for him. Almost a hat-trick. Very close.
Such a good hat-trick ball. Well, could have been better. Could have hit the top of off stump, but you know what I mean.
I do. Now then, 4 overs to go in this innings. How many can India get? 10 and over from here gets them to 170. 3 overs to go. Thank you, Alex. I beg your pardon. 3 overs to go. 170 is what they're looking at. Abrar in for his 3rd over. And Surya Kumar Yadav just lofts that ball out towards the mid-wicket boundary and pierces the gap between long on and mid-wicket. The crowd that had been a little bit sedate just brought back to life by that boundary from the captain. India 144 for 4 after 17.1 overs.
Yeah, he's been expensive today, has Abrar. This time the leg spinner pitches on middle, skids on, and Surya Kumar Yadav just able to flick the ball into that huge gap in the leg side. And Abrar's going to have to just come back strong here, because there is a real danger that India could go at more than 10 and over for the last 3.
Well, they're going to target him for sure. He's been expensive today. Abrar, the next ball's been worked out into a similar area, but picked up by the mid-wicket fielder, Mohammad Nawaz. They'll just get through for a single. 145 for 4, yeah. Abrar has gone for 29 from his 2.2 overs so far. Nagraj Kolhapuri, who's been with us today on commentary, ESPN Cricinfo editor, news editor, he mentioned that India saw Abrar as very much the threat, the strike bowler from Pakistan's spin attack. They've negotiated him exceptionally well so far today. Here's Abrar into Dubey, who's gone after this, out towards a mid-wicket fielder, just on the bounce to Saima Ayub out there. He's been trying to play the shot almost every ball he's faced as Shivam Dubey. He's not really got any of them right. Picks up a single, 146 for 4, 17.3.
I'm not sure he picked that up straight away, you know, Saima Ayub out there on the boundary, because Abrar looks at him as if to say, I think he could have done a better job of that.
There are big boundaries to patrol here at the Premadasa, the biggest playing area in this World Cup. Biggest stadium in terms of playing area size, I should say. Abrar in again as the Surya Kumar Yadav drives that ball out towards deep extra cover. Sime fields, and they pick up another single. He's just trying to get out of this without too much damage, is Abrar Ahmed. Wonder if he'll bowl his 4th over as well. He's really chopped and changed his bowlers today as Salman Ali Agha. 7 bowlers used by Pakistan. He does have options for the last 2 overs. I wonder if he goes back to Shaheen, who's only bowled 1 over so far. Abrar in, as this ball's been pulled high, long, and handsome by Shivam Dubey. He finally connects with the way he's been looking to connect since the start of his innings, and sends the ball sailing over the mid-wicket boundary for 6. The 150 comes up for India, 153 for 4 after 17.5 overs.
Yeah, a little bit of extra pace on that delivery from Abrar. It wasn't his quickest of the over, but slightly quicker than the previous delivery, and also more pace on the ball than Tariq's offering as well. So he's just using that back of the length, helping it into the leg side.
Good over this for India. 1 ball to come. Dubé works it out towards mid-wicket. Again, they just jog through for a single. So a profitable one for India. Again, 14 runs off that over. India 154 for 4. 2 overs to come in this innings. I've just seen the ball tossed over to Usman Tariq, so I suspect he's going to bowl the next one. Now, Alex Hartley, you're the captain of Pakistan. You're Salman Ali Agha. Salman Ali Hartley. Who are you throwing the ball to for over number 20?
Yeah. Myself.
Yourself? You think Salman himself?
Yeah, Salman himself. I'm not giving it Shaheen. I don't trust him.
Well,
at the minute. But having said that, a bra's going at, you know.
Well, you've got
10s,
yourself. His options are: he's got
12s.
Shadab, he's got Abrar,
He's got so many options.
He's got himself.
Shaheen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still got Fahim as well, who hasn't bowled at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it myself if I'm him.
Interesting. Usman Tariq in for his final over. Dubé on strike. His ball. Oh no! He chopped almost onto the stumps. He actually chopped onto the boot, I think, of the keeper. It made a sound as if the bails were dislodged. It's a dot ball either way. He tried to hit it so hard to Shivam Dubé, and he actually chopped it onto his own boot.
Well, that would have been out. So interestingly enough, if Usman Khan was able to keep hold of that when the ball hit him, it'd have been out, caught behind.
Wow, yeah, because it came off his boot, yeah.
Off his shoe. Flush off his shoe.
Tariq into Dubé, who comes down the track and hammers this ball straight down the ground. Mid on, mid off, don't really move. That ball goes straight to the boundary. Dubé looking to attack, having mixed success, but on that occasion, he connected beautifully. 158 for 4 India after 18.2.
Yeah, he just waits and waits. It's outside the off stump. And he just meets the ball. It's not a great delivery.
Yeah, just lined it up nicely. That time Shivam Dubé, crucially, didn't try and hit the ball. He's been trying to just throw the kitchen sink. He's been trying to bludgeon the ball every time he's tried to hit it. That time just applied the necessary force. Tariq in, and again a big swing from Shivam Dubé. Gets an under edge to short fine leg. They run through for a quick single. It's a strange thing to say about a batter who's on 23 now, off 22 off 15 balls, but he just doesn't look in very good touch.
It's the timing. It's the pace off. When the ball's been quicker, he's hit it nicely. But Tariq's such a hard bowler to face.
He's just trying to hit it so hard every single time. I'm sure the Indian team has a really good masseuse, to be fair. Get that lower back going again. Tariq into Surya Kumar Yadav, who steps across the stumps and misses the ball as it strikes him on the pad. It's well outside the line of off stumps, so no danger of any LBW, but crucially for Pakistan, it's a dot ball. They want to squeeze in as many dots as they can in these last 8 deliveries. Keep that India total in check. India looking for 3, 4, maybe 5 boundaries out of these last 8 deliveries. Usman Tariq into Surya Kumar Yadav. Long pause, and Surya Kumar Yadav's gone after it. It's got a long way up in the air. Chance for the fielder at mid-wicket, who takes the catch. Usman Tariq bows. Surya Kumar Yadav walks off the field. It's the catch taken by Saim Ayub down at mid-wicket. And India lose their 5th wicket. 159 for 5. 18.5 overs gone.
Well, the pace off, the pause does it for Pakistan. He does it for Tariq. This time, he bowls the conventional leg spinner. Just skids on a little bit, but it's the pause. He just can't get his timing right, Surya Kumar Yadav, and that's a painful innings for him. Normally, he's able to smash the ball to all parts, but he just couldn't do that. So he only faced 9 dots, to be fair, but he just couldn't get anything, couldn't get any momentum behind his innings.
Yeah, 32 off 29 for him, striking it just over 110 on Surya Kumar Yadav. Makes his way back to the dugout. How about that celebration from Usman Tariq? The bow, the theatrical bow.
It was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a photo doing the rounds after the win against the USA of sort of synchronized bow between Usman Tariq and his captain Salman Ali Agha. I like it. It's sort of theatrical. I like the Western. I'm a big fan of the theatre, as you know, Alex. So I like anything sort of theatrical.
Okay.
Now, 1 ball of Usman Tariq left. Rinku Singh is the new batter who's made his way out. Tariq into Rinku, who gets the toe end of his bat back to the bowler. It's a dot ball to finish. Usman Tariq sort of does a half stare down to Rinku Singh. And he's really frustrated, actually, Usman Tariq. He's chucked the ball down. I don't know why he did that, because he's bowled rather well today. Just gone for a runner ball. 1 for 24 his figures after 4 overs. And the mystery off-spinner delivering for Pakistan. 159 for 5, India, with 1 over to go in this innings. Captain Hartley, you said you were going to go with Salman Ali Agha. Salman Ali Agha said he's going to go with Shaheen Afridi. Could this be expensive?
I hope not, for the sake of the game, because actually, if Pakistan are chasing less than 170, I think they'll back themselves, or they'll feel really confident. If this is a 20-run over, India win.
Well, it's a wonderful atmosphere, a bit of tension here at the Premadasa in Colombo, as this final over is about to be bowled by Shaheen Afridi. His solitary over so far went for 15. What can India get out of this final over? Shivam Dubey on strike. Shaheen Afridi with a slower ball has been driven straight back down the ground for 4. Well, don't think it was that bad an option, the slower ball, but it was lined up very quickly by Shivam Dubey, who put his hands through that, and India pick up a boundary to start the final over. 163 for 5.
Perfect start for India, and you're right, he's made the right decision going pace off, because we know the surface has a little bit in it, but it's just too full, far too full.
It's a tricky balance against a batter like Shivam Dubey, so strong on that pull shot as well. It also drives down the ground with great efficiency. Afridi in, pulls his length back a little bit as that ball's driven down to Fahim Ashraf at long off, just a single off this one. Shaheen Afridi had a couple of difficult games in this World Cup so far, been targeted at the SSC ground by both Netherlands and by USA.
He only bowled 3 overs against Netherlands, went at just over 10 and over, and then same again in his next game.
Yeah, 1 for 28 against the Netherlands from his 3, 1 for 42 against the USA. Expensive couple of games.
And his first over here went 15.
Yes. In he comes now to Rinku Singh. It's short and wide. It's been spooned up in the air, out towards deep backward point, and he'll go for 4. It's a smart shot that by Rinku Singh. Knows there's nobody out there deep in the covers. And knew that he had a lot of license, a lot of space to work with. Picks up another boundary. India 168 for 5 of 9.5 overs. Alex Hartley, you said if India get 20 off the final over, they'll win. They're halfway there. 9 of this over, of the first 3 balls of this over.
And I can sort of understand why Salman Ali Agha has gone with the seamer, because he's your premium bowler, but he's just not having a good tournament. That was the off-cutter. It was short and wide. It was an absolute freebie. He really is serving up licorice all sorts here.
Now, Shaheen looking a shell of his former self at the moment, it has to be said. And he comes to Rinku Singh. Oh, he's clobbered this ball. It's got a long way out towards mid-wicket. Over the boundary for 6. A big shot that from Rinku Singh. Shaheen Afridi's miserable day continues. India 174 for 5 with 2 balls to come in this innings.
15 off the over already. It was in the slot, the slog sweep. Rinku Singh just connects, backs himself. He knows he's just got to hit the ball. But it's just again in the slot from Shaheen Shah Afridi.
There's a guy over at mid-wicket who's had 2 chances to catch the ball now, and he's put it down both times.
Yeah,
in the crowd, I should say. Shaheen into Rinku again. This is short and wide. Rinku's gone over the covers, but there is protection in the deep now. Mohammad Nawaz gets the throw back in. There could be trouble here. I think he's run out. I think Shivam Dubey's run out here, because he dropped his bat as he turned. Yeah, the umpire's given him out on field. Doesn't even need to refer it. Shivam Dubey's on his way. A little bit of respite for Pakistan, as India get the run, but also lose the wicket of Shivam Dubey. He just wanted to have a few words with Rinku Singh before he left. Yeah, smart piece of work there by Usman behind the stumps to knock the bails up. India 175 for 6 with 1 ball to go.
Well, the ball went straight to deep cover, but it was a yes, no, maybe from the 2 out there in the middle. So Dubey just looks at his teammate and goes, "What have you just done?"
Rinku Singh just trying to avoid eye contact there. It was a case for just keeping Shivam Dubey on strike. I don't know why they were so keen for the second one, really, because he's been striking the ball well. Rinku also very capable, but hasn't really come to the fore in this tournament. 6-1 for him so far in his 2 games against the USA and Namibia, respectively.
Such a huge difference chasing 170 and 180. It sounds so simple, but there just is.
Well, Shaheen Afridi with the final ball of this innings into Akshar Patel, who smashed this ball out towards mid-wicket. There should be a chance for the fielder in the deep, who takes the catch. It's Saima Ayub out there who makes absolutely no mistake. So Pakistan finished the innings with a couple of wickets. India finished on 175 for 7 from their 20 overs. It's a very good total. It's not an imposing total though, and it's one you'd think Pakistan would back themselves to chase. The game is very much on here. Those last 2 wickets on the last 2 balls, Alex, even though the last over went for 16, I feel like they've just kept this game in the balance.
Yeah, absolutely have. Absolutely have. It was a horror start for Shaheen Afridi. 4-1, 4-6, and then the run out, which really helped Pakistan. So, yeah, 15 off his first, 16 off his last. But it's a target that, look, they shouldn't be chasing this many. But I actually think when you look at it in context, spin has been so useful out there in the middle. And yes, there's a couple of guys that have been expensive when you've bowled 6 spinners. 1 or 2 of them are going to be expensive. But when you look down that India order, all eyes will be on their spinners as well, because that's just what is so useful out here in Colombo.
Yeah, well, it's been a fascinating innings to watch, really, as India were put into bat by Pakistan. The first over, well, it was just 1 run off it. It was certainly wasn't in the script, with Salman Ali Agha opting to bowl himself to the 2 left-handers who opened the batting for India. He dismissed Abhishek Sharma for a duck, just 1 run coming off that first over. And then came the Ishan Kishan show. He hit boundaries all around this ground. 77 off 40 for him. 10 fours and 3 sixes. That really deflated the Pakistan bowling attack at that point. When he was dismissed, the score was 88 for 2 after 8.4 overs. So India were firmly in control. And then Pakistan started exercising a little bit of control of their own, just pegging India back a little bit through their extensive and varied spin attack. Tilak Verma got 25 off 24, couldn't really impose himself on the game. Surya Kumar Yadav similarly, 32 off 29 for him. And Hardik Pandya was dismissed for a duck. Saima Ayub found himself on a hat-trick, nearly got it as well, beating Shivam Dubey's outside edge by an absolute millimetre off his hat-trick ball. Eventually Shivam Dubey managed to get himself to 27 off 17 before being run out off the penultimate ball of this innings. And then Akshar Patel hauled out off the final delivery out towards mid-wicket. Shaheen Afridi taking a wicket. The bowlers for Pakistan, I'm going to say Saima Ayub, the pick of them, 3 for 25 from his 4 overs. Usman Tariq, 4 overs, 1 for 24, going at a run a ball. And Shaheen Afridi, well, expensive is Pakistan's paceman, 1 for 31 from his 2 overs. Salman Ali Agha also very tidy, 2 overs, 1 for 10 for him. Abrar Ahmed, Pakistan's sort of frontline spinner, also expensive. Anyway, mentioned Usman Tariq. He's going to be chatting to I don't know who he's chatting to, but let's have a listen to him anyway. Oh,
never mind.
Never mind. We can't hear.
Obviously,
Usman
like
Tariq.
Indian-Pakistan game is having a huge, that momentum and stuff, and the vibes are really good. So, like, I was having a great experience playing this Pakistan versus India. It was like a kind of a dream. Like, when you just try to represent your country, so you always dream about like facing this country like India. Such a competitive team it is.
Okay. With regard to how to go about your work on there, knowing that it's a slow pitch, tell me what you feel you had to do and whether you feel it went all right in the way you went with it.
Actually, pitch was quite slow, and I have already been like in the CPL, so I have plenty of experience of the CPL slow pitches and stuff. And otherwise, like I was trying to take some wickets, but the batter was like quite having their own plan, which was much better. I just couldn't able to take some more few wickets, but the thing is that at least like I just kept the momentum of their bat low, and I think like we're on the safe side now.
Okay, you think you guys can chase this down?
Of course, yes, no doubt. Like the batters of our team, they are having like a great momentum in throughout like last series, and they have that the intent they have shown in every game shows that our mind is clear, and we hope that we can chase it down within these overs.
Well bowled, and all the best with the chase.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That was Pommy and Bangor with Usman Tariq, who bowled really, really well today. 1 for 24 in his 4. The spotlight really on him, of course, because of a lot of word around about his action and whatnot. The big disappointment for me, Abrar. 3 overs, none for 38, and Shadab, none for 17 in 1. It meant that Shahid Sharafini kind of had to bowl his second over, or Salman would have to bowl it himself. So with those two going for 55 in 4 on a pitch that's really doing a lot. I think 176 is a very tall order for Pakistan, but they're not out of it. And although we'll come back to Ishan Kishan 77 or 40, it was a sensational innings. No one else was able to time it. And he did, and he really put Pakistan on the back foot early on after the loss of that very early wicket. Right, so we've got about another 5 minutes or so until Pakistan come out to try and chase that 176. I've still got Atif Nawaz and World Cup winner Alex Hartley alongside me. And what I wanted to talk about really was the number of these events we find ourselves at, Al. And I want to make it absolutely clear that this is not a complaint, because we have an enormous amount of fun. But I feel like I've seen more of you than I've seen of my wife.
Oh, that's because you have.
I think I have. Because if there isn't a women's 50 over World Cup or a women's 20 over World Cup, there's same for the men. And now with the Champions Trophy having come back and a women's Champions Trophy, just want to get your feeling on whether we're in danger of hitting saturation point. This game, we talk about the rarity value because they don't play each other in bilateral series, but
it's not rare anymore though, is it?
Doesn't feel rare.
Doesn't feel rare anymore. It feels like it happens probably once or twice a year at the minute. I know it's probably once a year actually, isn't it, at the minute?
Well, if you count the women as well.
Yeah, and then you've got the 50 over World Cup. I know that's once every 4 years.
It'll happen 3 times in less than 9 months, because you're going to have the women in both T20 and 50, and the men in the list of T20.
Yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? Because I feel like these World Cups come thick and fast, and there's never any breathing space. You don't hold the World Cup for very long. Obviously 50 over cricket is different. T20 World Cups seem to come around every 18 months, 2 years. It genuinely only feels like a minute ago we were in Barbados for the final out there where India won. I know it was a couple of years ago now.
Yeah, but it's about 20 months.
Yeah, but there's been so much cricket in between that. Obviously, we say the Champions Trophy. There's a couple, and I'm just talking about men's cricket here. It just feels like these games are just coming thick and fast. I don't know how the players feel about it. Personally, I feel because the competition is so often, it doesn't mean as much.
Do you think 50 over cricket, Atif, does still? Because I think cricket's in a slightly paradoxical state at the moment, where the format that people seem to like the least and play the least and take the least notice
means the most
when it comes to a World Cup. You're going to be the world champions of something. You want to be the world champions in 50 over cricket. And the reason for that is because it does happen every 4 years, and yet the eyes of the cricketing world is increasingly on T20 cricket. It's what fuels every board. It's why the ECB has got Indian involvement in the 100. It's why India itself has become a powerhouse through the IPL. It's why players are forever unavailable to play in Test series and one-day international series for their own country. New Zealand and South Africa and the West Indies particularly have struggled from that. And yet the T20 World Cup feels like it should be the one that everybody's most wanting to win. But because it happens every 2 years, is there a case for actually doing it every 4 years? Or is there just no way that the ICC is going to turn up the opportunity to have this wonderful, and it is wonderful, festival of cricket? And also, I'm sorry I'm asking you so many questions at once, but if you're Oman, you don't want that to happen as well, do you?
Get on with it. No, you don't want it to happen if it's Oman. I mean, I've been critical of the various decisions ICC's made over the years, but I actually think it makes sense to have a World Cup every 2 years. As a broadcaster, I think it can feel like a lot sometimes because you're having to travel a lot and things like that, and it is more hectic than people can imagine. I think some people sort of just think, oh, you're just getting to go to the cricket, but there's a lot more to than that. There's a lot of unpleasantness behind the scenes that you sort of encounter and things like that. But the ICC has a very difficult job here as custodians of the international game because leagues are popping up everywhere, and franchise leagues are taking up more and more of that calendar. To keep international cricket alive, they have to keep the money coming in, and the money comes in from the T20 World Cup. We've seen the extreme lengths they've gone to ensure Pakistan's participation in this very lucrative fixture that we're commentating on right now, India versus Pakistan. Lots of boards rely on that for their annual revenue. They needed to make this game happen. They made this concession. Bangladesh is going to host an ICC event between 2027 and 2021, 2028, 2021, 2031, I beg your pardon. So, I think this is something that just needs to happen. Yes, of course, it would feel more special if they did it once every 4 years. It'd feel even more special if they did it once every 10 years, I suppose. But it needs to be that frequent to make sure that the context of international cricket remains relevant and remains at the forefront of cricket fans' minds, who are increasingly starting to be diverted to things like, the IPL, PSL, SA20, all these leagues that are popping up and present some really high-quality cricket. And the production, the presentation of those leagues is very much appealing to casual fans. The only way you kind of pull them back in is with amazing stories that we've encountered in this World Cup, like Italy winning their first game. How exciting was that? What a big moment. The scare that Nepal gave the England team, that scare that the Netherlands gave the Pakistan team. There's all these beautiful little moments that only happen in World Cups, and they need to happen with that frequency for the international game to retain its position and gravitas, I think.
No, I do agree. I think the thing for me is I'd be really interested if this game didn't go ahead. This is the one that gets all the money. This is the one that the ICC get everything for, If this game didn't go ahead, would we still have as much cricket in the calendar from the ICC? Would the World Cups be as frequent? Would they be throwing back the Champions Trophy? Would they be making a Women's Champions Trophy? Because ultimately all the money comes from this fixture. Which, it's not a coincidence that India and Pakistan are always in the same group at the same time.
I think all those points that have been made are entirely fair.
We could talk about it for hours, though. We don't have time.
I mean, look, I want there to be. I'd have cricket on every day.
Yeah, so would I.
For eternity. I'd have
one continuous cup.
Yeah, It just occurs to me that it's a bit odd that 50 over cricket world champions still remain the sort of benchmark for one-day cricket. And yet it's T20 cricket that really most people fixate on. It's a strange thing. And I love this tournament because, as all the reasons you mentioned, it's great to see players you don't normally see. Italy are playing England. Is it tomorrow? Crunch game against Italy. Which is absolutely vital for them. And Italy, those two brothers going out and winning a game by 10 wickets. It's fantastic.
Oh, you get the most amazing stories.
And, the wonderful thing about T20 World Cup is 3 games a day, all of them on the BBC, of course. It's thick and fast. It comes at you quickly. It is tomorrow. It's at Eden Gardens, and it's just before we do the game between Australia and Sri Lanka. Right, here we go. Hardik Pandya is in for the start of Pakistan's innings. His first ball is defended by Saib Zarafahan, and there is no run. 176 is the target for Pakistan to pull off a rare victory over India. I think, my feeling is, it's 15 to 20 runs more than it should be, but I say should be. I think you've got to take your hat off to Ishan Kishan, who's played an innings so vastly better than anybody else's. He's made a difficult pitch look like there's no bother at all. I mean, we'll obviously debate how well they bowled at him, but he did strike it brilliantly. Hardik Pandya in again, and that just stops on Conhan ever so slightly. A shorter ball, which he works into the onside, goes straight short mid wicket. Hardik Pandya wants the ball. Give it me. Give me the ball. I appreciate that. I like a bowler who wants the ball. Apart from anything else, it means we gets him back to his mark.
Yes, get on with it.
He's sporting a bleached blonde hair, a la Will Jacks. Our producer Jack is giving that a thumbs up.
Yeah, Jack loves his bleached blonde hair.
Although he's not sporting it at the moment, is he?
Kills his hair though, doesn't it, bleach?
Is that what he does?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not talking to a man who knows a lot about hair. As Hardik Pandya in, there's pulls off the back foot, and there is no run as it finds the covers. I just have a particular detestation of a poor haircut. I think it's really disrespectful to the bald community, and I think they're basically waving their hair around in my face. So I don't mind the bleach.
You've got hair though, because I can
Not
always
a
tell
lot
when
of
you had a
it.
haircut. You had a haircut before we came here.
We did. Yes, my
I know
wife
you
does
did.
it
I know.
in the kitchen.
She brought her scissors out for you.
Now I've got, clippers, I think they're called, whatever.
The
You
scissors.
don't need the noise of the flies that have been eradicated. Whoa! Right, here comes Hardick again. Still no run on the board, slip in place, and a kind of gully, a deep gully. Now that's gone high up in the air, it's going to be caught, you would imagine, at mid-on, and a wicket in the first over. Rinku Singh takes the catch. And just as India lost a wicket in the first over, so have Pakistan. The ball just came onto Farhan a little bit quicker than he was expecting, 86 miles an hour. He's gone for the big pull. After 3 dots, he skied it. And a simple catch, just on the edge of the ring, at a wide mid-on. Sees the back of Saib Sadar Farhan, who's been in good form, and that is a massive blow to Pakistan and their fans.
Yeah, he knew. He knew as soon as he hit it up in the air that he was in trouble. It's as you say, Dan, he has been in great form. He got 73 in the previous game off just 41 deliveries. But I feel they needed him to get going, but it does feel like it's almost same but different. This the start of the innings, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, I do know.
From the blue corner to the green corner.
I think that Kuldeep Yadav is going to be a handful.
Yeah.
Varun Chakravarti is going to be a handful. Akshar Patel could be horrible on this. He gets fast spin. Pakistan are right up against it. Salman Ali Agha has come to join Saeem Ayub, and with his team in more than trouble. It's the target start with 176. It's the big problem. But now they have not got off to a good start. So having a quick look at this field, deep third and deep backward square, the men back. Hardik Pandya is bowling at a good pace here. 86 miles an hour, that wicket-taking ball. He's in again. And that beats the outside edge. A beauty. Fencing at that is Salman. Don't think he got that close to it. We are on course for a wicket maiden start. That was 87 miles an hour. He's really cranking it up here, Hardik. You might think of him as a medium-fast bowler, but he's actually bowling fast-medium. You appreciate the distinction.
And do you know what? Every cricket fan knows exactly what you mean by that.
Good.
Yeah. Everyone who's just got it on because their husband or wife wants to listen to the cricket and now going, what's the difference?
Right, Hardik's completely over. It is going to be a maiden as that's just worked to short mid-wicket. Great start from Hardik Pandya. No seamer has had any joy. He's only the second seamer to bowl. And in fairness, Shaheen Shah Afridi did bowl some absolute garbage. But this isn't a seamer's pitch. And Hardik Pandya has started with a wicket maiden.
Yeah, he bowled nicely. Bowled really nicely. Pace on, just back of a length. Let the ball do his talking. Seam up position. His seam was perfect.
Do you know he's got 16 wickets against Pakistan at 13.7. That's his best average by a distance. He's taken more wickets against England, but concedes at a worse average. He's played more games. There are no bilateral series against Pakistan, but every time he plays against Pakistan,
He's not many behind England now, is he?
no, he's got 3 wickets.
To say this is the thing that only ever happens in World Cups.
Good point, very good point. Happens often enough
He's
for him to
only
take
played-
16 wickets.
Yeah, he's only played England 3 more times.
Well, take 3 more wickets. That was.
Oh.
As Bumrah starts in, and right, this will be runs. It's going to be 6 of them, but nowhere near where Saeem Ayub intended. He went, can you believe this, to whack Jasprit Bumrah's first ball over deep mid-wicket, and he's got it 180 degrees in the exact opposite direction over short third man. Well, long third man by the time he got there.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he comes out, he looks to flick it into the leg side, a thick outside edge. It almost goes over the keeper. Well, it does go over the keeper for 6. Bumrah's gone. Fair play.
He is fearless, Saeem Ayub. I mean, he is not remotely worried about the reputation that Jasprit Bumrah brings to this.
You can't be.
No.
Otherwise you're destined to fail.
Bumrah in again. Saeem gets one around the pad. Oh, give it out. Kumar Dharmasena, after some thought, has decided that's pad first. There's no bat. And he's decided that Saim Ayub is out. Now, we see that one again. He's going to take it upstairs. But if there's no bat on this could be a very full, very straight ball that's doing nothing but hitting the stumps.
We have a player review for LBW. Original decision is out. It's fair delivery. I'm looking at the split screen.
There's one thing he does so well, Bumrah, is bowl those Yorkers, and that was nailed by Jasprit Bumrah.
Looks like it's hit the pad. Just keep rolling. We just go to Aldridge just to confirm that, but it looks like it's pad.
Oh, it's come off pad onto bat.
Oh, actually, just so I can see on the right the pad moving. We actually go to ball treatment available. We don't need ball Aldridge. You can see the pad moving on the right. It's clearly pad.
It's pad.
Pad, bat.
Pad.
Yes.
Just waiting on ball
pad,
treatment.
Pad.
But with a big gap between them all.
Yeah, I mean, he got his bat stuck on his pad, didn't he?
Just see Mike Hesson, the Pakistan coach, on the
Original decision's out.
TV saying, I think that's out.
Pitching in line.
Oh, that's very out.
Impacts in line. Wickets hitting. Kumar will get back on screen. You can stay with your original decision of out.
Well, you can kind of understand why Saim Ayub referred, because he'd have felt the ball on the bat. The problem was that it's cannoned off the pad first. And the reason why his bat didn't get to that ball is because, as we see this again, he's got his pad, his back pad has basically impeded the movement of his bat as he's tried to come across the line of the ball, but take nothing away from Bumrah. What a ball. Fast, full, straight, 140 kilometres an hour. And Saim Ayub's innings will show 2 false shots, 6 off 2. Well, a classic T20 innings in a way. And Pakistan are 6 for 2.
Yeah, it was great delivery from Bumrah after being hit for 6 the previous ball. And he just goes full straight, nails that Yorker. And there's absolutely nothing Saim Ayub could have done about that, really.
A horrible ball to get so early. Babar Azam has come to join his captain with a ring of 4 in the offside, a slip, and a very fine deep third. Here comes Bumrah into Barber. Barber drives, well, wafts really, out through deep backward point. It's running off to the boundary. It's going to be cut off quite superbly. It was that Rinku again, I think. And they've come back for a couple. It was a long way away from his body by Barber, and it was in the air, not very far away from point. And then Rinku has just really done superbly, just to get down, but in one movement, send it back, sweep it back really. It's almost like he was using his hand as a broom and sent it in the general direction of the nearest other fielder, which was Surya Kumar. They pick up 2 as Barber then just waits for this next one. And this is the first actually completely in control shot we've seen off Bumrah, and guides it down to deep third for a single. Up to that point, every ball that Bumrah has bowled has come freighted with action.
He had 9 off the over as well, so quite an expensive over, but 2 miscues and a wicket.
Yeah. In the last World Cup in America, I think he was going at 4.5 and over, wasn't he?
Because they were playing on those spicy pitches in the States,
part
weren't
of that,
they?
yeah. That was crazy, his economy rate. In he comes once again, and Salman gets a thick inside half of the bat, is rolling away towards deep square leg. Fielder is in pursuit. I don't think he's going to get there. Another false shot. Basically 5 false shots in that over, and 13 runs have come off it and a wicket. Pakistan are 13 for 2. And there's still an over to come.
A ball.
A ball to come. Sorry, so there have been 4 false shots. 4 false shots, 13 runs, and a wicket.
Yes.
There's been 1 gentle guide down to deep third from Barber. Otherwise, it's not been like that at all. Right, here comes Bumrah to complete the over. Runs it again to Salman. Oh, who plinks this up in the air, mid-on's underneath it, and takes the catch, Hardik! And Salman Ali Agha has just given his wicket away in the most easy of fashions. We are 2 overs into this chase of 176, and Pakistan have already lost their 3rd wicket. They're 13 for 3. And what an extraordinary over from Bumrah. 6 balls, only 1 of them really played with any degree of certainty. And the other 5 have picked up 2 wickets and conceded 13 runs. Extraordinary stuff. It was not a great shot, Alex Harwood.
No, it wasn't a good shot at all. From your captain, you want more. Has the occasion got too much for Pakistan? Is this game always overhyped? Yes, I think it is. India have won the last 8 T20s in a row, soon to be 9th, you would imagine. It's the same story time and time again.
Doesn't mean to say that we don't care to watch it, because the atmosphere and the excitement and what it means to people, but I take your point. Now, India, on this spinning track, have got Pakistan 13 for 3 with seamers, and they're now going to bowl one more ball of seam than Pakistan did in the entirety of their innings to India. Pakistan bowled 2 overs of seam from Shaheen Shah Afridi. Hardik Pandya is about to start the 3rd over. He's into Babar Azam, who drives waftily off a thick outside edge down to deep 3rd. They take the single. Bumrah fields. This is a catalogue of not great shots. I mean, Babar again, he's sort of getting away with that. It's so easy to have gone to hand. There's a slip in place as well. 14 for 3.
Well, there's got to be a gully coming now, surely, after the last couple of shots. Short 3rd, gully. No, there is. Look, there you go. There's a gully.
Yep.
And I think that's the right decision.
Yeah.
Absolutely the right decision.
It's almost like a 4th slip, really. It's sort of like you kind of got like a 2nd slip and a 4th slip.
Well, Usman Khan was on the slippery pole in the last game, ended up coming in at 8. So his usual position here.
He's up to 5. He's in very early, comes forward and defends with solidity. A full straight ball up to mid-off. There's no run. It's hard to be critical of people when they're playing aggressive shots in the power play in the T20, chasing 176. But there's been something just very poor about a couple of those dismissals. I'm not going to have a go at Saim Ayub. He got a full, fast, straight one. But Farhan's just plinked one to mid-on, and now the skipper just a nothing shot. He's played around the pad, chipped it in the air, trying to get it over the infield. Yeah, there's a space there, but it's Jasprit Bumrah. He'd just come in. Have a look. 1 or 2 balls. Pandya. Into his wicket. Goes charging down a wicket now. Of course he does. And shanks the ball to short mid wicket along the ground. Well, they're not going to stop charging here. They are running towards the danger in the common day parlance, Alex Hardy.
Do you know, like, you're driving through the outback at midnight in Australia, and you like get told to dodge the kangaroos because they'll run for the lights in the car.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, it feels like Pakistan are going, run to the lights in the car.
Right. Yes, there's a bit of that going on. They are running towards the lights. Good bowling from Pandya and from Bumrah, but they're not been asked to do too much here to get the wickets. Usman, what will he do with this one? Well, he's got hold of it, crisply driving it up in the air and over long off for 6. That's a nice shot. It's a little bit wide of the off stump. It was full enough for the shot. Mid-off was up inside the circle. He's hit it for 6. 20 for 3, Pakistan.
Yeah, a little bit too full outside the off stump from Hardik Pandya. And a lovely shot from Usman Khan, who actually has opened the batting on a number of occasions. So he's not...
This isn't unfamiliar, him batting in the power play.
And he's known as a man who can go hard and hit the boundaries. It's Babar, though. Barber's 4 off 3 has looked very,
very wafty at time. Got 2 of those 3. He's going to go again as Usman misses a short ball that he looks to pull into the onside, and lucky not to get an edge or a bit of glove. Flies through. Kishan. There's no run. He practices it again.
Yeah, it goes next time. I'll
It's got for 6,
nail
that
it.
one.
Yeah.
The shadow one went for 6, didn't it?
Yeah, next time I'll hit that one straight down square leg's throat.
Yeah, we've got a deep backward square and a deep 3rd. I think they both need to be on high alert at the moment. Hardik Pandya's made it to the top of his run. Slipper's gone. The 2nd of the slips, it was in a sort of 4th slip stroke gully, is gone. Pandya in, slower ball, cuts a backward point, good half stop, parries it down to the fielder running in from deep 3rd. Takes the single. Akshar Patel gets a pat on the back for his troubles from Tilak Varma for possibly saving 3 runs there. Pakistan 21 for 3 off 3. Usman Khan has 7, Baba Azam has 4. And I mean, Bumrah could very well continue here. 2 totally different approaches to how to bowl on this pitch.
I don't know what's right and what's wrong.
Well, watching the way Saim Ayub bowled, I would have thought spin to win. But if you don't have to bowl the spinners until the middle overs because your opponents are gifting you wickets,
And
you might as
also-
well.
And also, a different class in bowlers between Hardik Pandya and Jasprit Bumrah, and a not in form Shaheen Shah Afridi.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Bumrah is going to start his second over, the 4th of the innings. It's defended into the offside. Wants a run, does Usman, which is nowhere near there as Akshay Patel runs in from backward point. And there's no run. 21 for 3. It's one of those situations where you just feel that someone needs to go, calm down.
Breathe, lads.
Everyone,
Breathe.
look into my eyes.
The run rate is 9 and over. It's very manageable. It's very doable. We keep losing wickets. It's going to be 11s before we know it.
Right. A couple of you, just get in. Here's Bumrah. It's worked into the onside. Nicely played by Usman. He just gets onto the front foot, tucks it square of the wicket. Mid-wicket has to move side to his right to get there. 22 for 3. That's a bit more like it. From a Pakistan point of view, it must be tough for Pakistan fans who come to this fixture time and time and time again, because nearly every time they're massively outnumbered by their Indian counterparts, who do delight in their team's superiority in this fixture. You have to be very phlegmatic, I think, to travel around watching a Pakistan team play games cricket against India. Here's Bumrah into Barber down the leg side. Going to be a wide. Might be the first wide of the day. He had precious few wides in the Pakistan bowling effort. Say what you like about it, generally speaking, he was disciplined on that score. By the way, just on Usman Tariq's action, there's an Ask Me Anything on it on the BBC Sport app and website, if you would like. If you are uncertain, ask me anything.
Ask me anything, and nobody really knows the answer.
Well, give it a whirl.
Read the laws, we still don't understand.
There was that little bit about unfairness, wasn't there?
Yeah. Oh, boo-hoo, it's nothing unfair. Something's unfair.
Well, the game's not fair, it's not the toss.
I think the law's going to change after the World Cup.
Bumrah in again to Barber, pushes into the offside and take a single. It's a heavyweight matchup this between 2 much loved players in their own countries. Babar Azam, although he does always excite a certain amount of debate, probably more debate than Usman Tariq's action as to, should he be in the side? He's got more T20 international runs than anybody else, and I include Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma in that. So he probably does think he's got a right to be there.
Yeah, he does.
Wouldn't you? Don't you think? Bumrah into Usman. Oh, Yorker dug out really well. Jabs the bat down on it, squeezes it to long leg for a single. Bumrah's a handful here. He's taken a pitch out of it, as he so often does. Can only bowl 2 more overs after this, which is something Pakistan have got to say to themselves. Of course, they then got to face the fearsome prospect of Kuldeep Yadav, a wrist spinner on this pitch.
Yeah, are you going Hardik again?
I'm not,
No?
I want to get Akshay Patel in.
Yeah.
That would be
in
where
the
I'd
power
go.
play.
He would be my man. As Bumrah is in, this is nicely driven, but can't beat the fielder. It takes recover, there's no run. Just because I feel that Usman might be able to line up Pandya. Look, he might get you a wicket doing it. But Akshay Patel and his pace, a hard new ball and a pitch that's turning, I just feel he could be a handful. And he feels that kind of bowler who's more of a power play spinner than Kuldeep, isn't he? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Chakravarti could do it as well. It's a bit of a quicker spinner. Can be, as that's a swing and a miss. Beaten for pace, Barber. It's not often you say that, 88 miles an hour, but the shot, as John Arlott once said, was positively posthumous. 25 for 3, 4 overs gone. Usman 9, Baba has 5. It's a recovery of sorts from 13 for 3.
You were right. What's that man's name on the telly now?
That is Morne Morkel.
Thought so. So I got in a lift today in the hotel, and then he got in.
He's tall,
And
isn't he?
I just looked at him and thought, gosh, you're tall. And he went, hi Alex, how are you? And then I was like, I know you, but I don't know you.
Yes.
And one of those where you have that awkward conversation, hi, I'm good, yeah, I'm good, thanks. How long you been here? We only got in yesterday. And when did you get here? 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, who are you? And
Surrey legend, Morday Morkel.
I'm going to unplug the air. I'm going to take you off the air. And you know what, guys? I'm just going to turn him off. Turned his mic off.
Akshay Patel round the wicket, starts the 5th over, forward in defence, pushed back to the bowler, no run. Do you remember the story that, I think this is the case, he used to have a tree in his back garden, and so, or it was something like that, or he always said that where he was practising didn't have a long enough space for him to run up. So Akshay's in, giving himself room. His husband, he lofts it over extra cover and down to the boundary for 4. Good use of the feet to give himself the room and to reach for it, loft it, win the power play, 4 runs, 29 for 3. And so, because he couldn't get a long enough distance for his run-up, he used to run in the opposite direction.
No, he didn't.
On the stumps, and then back round in order to get...
No, he didn't.
Like that, yeah. So, as Akshay's in again, lofted again, and just over that. And the hands of extra cover for a second 4, almost identical, 33 for 3. So, it's retired before you, so you would see him in it.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
He used to do a little
Yeah, the end of his
360.
run-up. Yeah, he did.
That was his 360 because he used to do that when he bowled.
I just thought that was like a little
tip.
a lot of bowlers sort of have something, don't they? Yeah, no, I'm one of those where
I believe that's true. Lovely
well,
fella.
if he pops in the lift tomorrow, I'll ask him.
And he'll say it's an urban myth.
Now we're lift buddies.
Yay.
I'm friends with Morkel.
33 for 3. 2 4s off successive balls, and Usman this time goes back into his crease and pushes it into the onside, takes a single. So the introduction of Akshay hasn't quite had the desired result. 9 runs coming from the first 4 balls, but you've got to give credit to Usman Khan there because he's played a couple of those shots really quite nicely.
Yeah. Oh, lovely outside the off stump.
Babar Azam back on strike. Akshay into him. Oh, he's bowled him! Cleaned him up! Barber's gone. That is a massive wicket. The anchor has disappeared, has been removed from the ship of state, and Pakistan are floating adrift at 34 for 4. The game, it feels, is nearly up, and we haven't even had 5 overs.
Just goes for the slog sweep. It doesn't spin, maybe holds its line ever so slightly. Doesn't really do anything. He goes for the slog sweep into the leg side, knowing that they have to up the run rate, knowing that they have to stay in this game. Looking for another boundary, but 9's already come off this over. They were there, they're up with the rate for this over. And he's just been absolutely cleaned up.
Horrible shot, really. Not a very Barber shot.
3 horror shots for the 4 wickets we've lost.
So dead right. I mean, Usman's just hit 2 4s.
Yeah.
And that's not Barber's game, is it?
No.
Is it? Or are they actually, they had a conversation where they gone, lads, 176 is a nightmare on this turning track. We've got to get as many as we possibly can in the power play. So they've just, that's the risk reward that they've decided upon. I mean, it's not worked out well.
I mean, Akhtar's bowling pace on in the power play, so he's not really looking to spin the ball. It doesn't spin. So if anything, it's going to skid on. Cross-batted shots seem to be getting people out all the time here in Colombo, at both grounds, but especially here at the Premadasa.
Shadab Khan, who did not cover himself in glory in his 1 over.
17 it went for?
17. Well, he's come out to bat well inside the power play with Pakistan 34 for 4. And Akshay Patel has come back well after conceding 2 4s early on in the over.
Do you know what I feel sorry for? The Pakistan fans who wake up this morning.
Akshay comes in to complete the over, strikes the pad. It's an appeal, I think it's drifting. No, not out. Umpire agrees. I'm going to let you continue that thought about Pakistan fans and the ones you feel sorry for. And I'm going to get out of the way and I'm going to bring in Atif Nurhas.
Well, this is actually perfect that Atif's coming on because all the Pakistan fans around the world that wake up this morning going, here we go, it's India, Pakistan, we've waited since the last World Cup, and they all genuinely believe that Pakistan might compete with India, and then you turn up and you don't. and it's that heartbreak again, time and time and time again. And I feel I just want to hug every single Pakistan fan in the world because it's not competing again.
Yeah, well, it's hard to argue with that. 34 for 4 Pakistan after 5 overs as Varun Chakravarti makes his start in this game. Starts with a very good line, defended by Usman, back to the bowler, no run. And this could be a devastating loss for Pakistan if and when they get there, because their net run rate's going to take a hit. And that last game against Namibia is, well, that's going to become a little bit more of a pressure game for them. As Varun in again, makes a bit of room, does Usman, goes over the infield, long off will run round, Rinku Singh gets the throw back in. This could have been a little bit tight with a good throw, but it's a wide throw, so they make it back for a brace with ease. 36 for 4.
These two, though, I know I've said all that, but these two you would feel are the last
Usman
chance.
and Shadab, yeah.
But you're never winning games of cricket, realistically, when you lose 4 wickets in the power play.
Yeah, especially when you're chasing 176.
Yeah. But if they were chasing 155, 160 like we felt they should have been, different story.
Yeah. Varun into Usman, who gets forward and drives down towards long off, picks up a single. It's a predicament Pakistan find themselves in. Mike Hesson, Pakistan's head coach, cutting a perturbed figure. It's a bit like a Premier League manager at the moment who's watched his team concede 3 in the first half. Not looking very comfortable right now. India rampant here at the Premadasa. Varun in again as Shadab turns that ball just wide of mid-on to pick up a single to get off the mark. 137 needed now, 138, I beg your pardon, needed off 86 balls. There's a required rate nearly at 10 and over, and there's still 14.2 overs to go in this innings. Pakistan up against it. India have hardly put a foot wrong in this innings. Varun into Usman, he makes a bit of room and chops that ball nicely, but straight to backward point. It's a dot ball. Bit of a needlessly excessive throw that from Akshar Patel, just caught his keeper off guard a little bit. Crucially, lots of concentration on the face of the Indian players, not taking the situation for granted. They want to really blow this Pakistan team away. Just got a shot of a really upset-looking Pakistani kid in the crowd, but like a lady in an Indian shirt just gave him a hug, which was nice. There's a short and cut just in front of point this time, who gets onto it quickly, does Abhishek Sharma, prevents the single, so just 4 runs off Varun Chakravarti's first over. Pakistan 38 for 4 at the end of the power play. India's power play was significantly better. They were 52 for 1 and riding the wave of a terrific innings from Ishan Kishan, 77 on 40 for him a little bit earlier on. And Pakistan just haven't had their equivalent of that. All 4 batters who've been dismissed for single-digit scores. 0, 6, 4 and 5.
And the more the game goes on, the more that Ishan Kishan innings is really out of place. Not out of character, because it's what he does. It's what he does best, but he's really out of place on a surface like this.
He is. I'll tell you what, who's living up to his reputation. Hardik Pandya came into this game with a strike rate of 11 against Pakistan. And inside his 11 balls, he got himself a wicket.
I'm pretty sure Bumrah's is 17.
Yeah, he's not far off, is he? Imagine Varun's isn't that far behind that either, nor is Akshar. So with the rivalry going the way it has the last few years, almost the last decade really, India exercising dominance and building some very, very healthy statistics against Pakistan. And that dismissal of Babar Azam really was the one that sort of snuffed out real hope of Pakistan of getting close. I think at some stage they'll be having discussions about starting to play for their net run rate as well. 138 needed off 84. I mean, they're not out of the game completely. It's under 10 and over required, but with the quality of this Indian attack, the 4 bowlers we've seen so far still to come, you know, lots of quality in this Indian lineup. As the players all take a drink. It's a very cool evening here actually by Colombo standards. It's not as hot as it's been outside. Everybody enjoying the temperature. The Indian fans enjoying the occasion. Pakistani fans looking a bit shell-shocked. You can understand why. As we look at the Indian dugout, the Indian huddle, I beg your pardon, they're just chatting. And not a lot of smiles or laughs or anything like that, Alex. This is kind of a hallmark of the professional team that they are now. They don't take anything for granted.
No.
They press their position home. They never take their foot off the accelerator.
Well, because it's such a massive game, they want to assert their dominance. You know, just because they've got the Pakistan 4 down in the power play doesn't mean to say that the game's done. You know, you've still got two very, very good batters out in the middle. Yes, it's unlikely that Pakistan will win from here, but if India switch off and they go through the motions and allow Pakistan back into the game, you never know what can happen. So Hardik Pandya there just really chatting to his team. He was quite vocal there. He's quite expressive in his hand movements. Probably just saying, lads, the game isn't done yet just because we've got them 4 down early.
It's 4 big fishes to get down though. Farhan Saim, Salman Babar all back in the dugout as Akshar is in for a second over. Shadab with a sweep shot down towards fine leg. Looking for a second. In the end, opted to stick with a single. Well, they're both decent batters. These Usman has an opportunity here. There's been questions about his position in the team. A lot of chat about Khwaja Nafe, who's the other keeper in this contingent, this squad from Pakistan. As Usman drives the ball back to Akshar, no run. There's an opportunity for him to just lay a marker down for himself, just to remind Pakistan fans and selectors of his skill and quality. Akshar, in down the track comes Usman and flays this ball out towards mid-wicket. Long on is running round, but he's not going to get there. That ball will go to the boundary. So a rare boundary for Pakistan. Usman moves on to 25 of 19. Pakistan 43 for 4 after 6.3 overs.
Yeah, he's hitting them nicely as Usman Khan out in the middle. That was absolutely fearless. It wasn't quite there, but still went through with the shot. Came down the track, slugging the ball into the leg side. Didn't quite connect, but got enough of it.
Akshar Patel. Slow winding action comes in, and the ball's been cut nicely by Usman, just off his off stump to backward point. Hardik Pandya fields. You can't miss Hardik Pandya. He's got those sort of glasses on that look a bit like sort of, really keen squash players. They wear those...
Cyclists.
They wear those really sort of fancy goggles. There's another cut shot just behind Hardik this time, and they managed to get through for a quick single. Ishan Kishan has destroyed the stumps after the throw came into him. The batter was home, and the umpire doesn't even want to have refer it. 2 of the stumps have been taken out. There's wires everywhere. Ishan, what are you doing, mate?
That was aggressive, wasn't it? Very aggressive.
He's comfortably home, and he just...
To be fair, I think he's just...
He punched them.
Yeah, he's not actually, clattered them really hard. I think they might have been being a bit sensitive, those stumps there.
He gave it a knock. You know when you see that punching bag in the arcades where you have to give it a punch and it gives you your score out of 1,000 or whatever? He gave it one of those kind of jabs.
Yeah.
Ishan. And then the umpires had a bit of a job in putting them back together, working hard. He's had to do it and just make sure they're the right distance apart and all that kind of stuff. Good job by the standing umpire there, Kumar Dharmasena. And as the next ball's going down the leg side, it's been tickled down towards fine leg by Usman, who might pick up another boundary here. He does. So good over that for Pakistan. 9 runs coming from it. Usman on to 29 of 22. Pakistan 47 for 4 after 7 overs. They're a long way behind India at the moment. 129 of 78 deliveries required for Pakistan. India very much rampant in this game, as Alex Hartley is going to take a little break, and I'm going to be joined on commentary, very pleased to say, by Nagaraj Kolhapuri, ESPN Cricket Info news editor, who's been part of our coverage today. And this really has been a terrific performance, Nagaraj, from India so far. Very professional, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, 18 overs of spin for Pakistan, 5 overs in the power play, and what do India do? They bring in their 2 new ball bowlers, fast bowlers, and Bumrah and Hardik. Each picks up, 3 wickets in the first 2. So
Varun Chakravarti in as the next ball's played just out towards deep cover. They'll get back for 2. Shadab and Usman. In fact, they're going to get back for 3. Really good running by the Pakistani batters. It went out into a big pocket of the ground. And they've picked up a 3 that's taken them to a 50 mark. 50 off for 4 of 7.1 overs.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure if one of the reasons Pakistan decided to put India into bat was dew, though we haven't seen dew over the last 2 evenings. Even Pakistan knew that, so I'm not sure of that. But the way India bowled, the way especially Bumrah, man, it's like he's just gone back and shown exactly what
In that ball's been played with soft hands into the covers. They run through for a quick single. 51 for 4. Yes, Jasprit Bumrah.
Yeah.
Very impressive up top with his 2 overs, 2 for 17. And just so difficult to score off, and looking like the Bumrah that's taken India to so many titles. Here's Varun Chakravarti into Shadab, who meets a full toss with the base of the bat, beats the diving short third fielder, and that's going to go to the boundary for 4. Really smart looking shot that from Shadab Khan. It's Pakistan pick up another boundary. Good little sequence this for Pakistan, with 9 off the previous over and 8 off the first 3 deliveries of this so far. 55 for 4 off 7.3 overs.
Also, like, going back to Bumrah, in Asia Cup when both teams played together, Bumrah was back then bowling 3 overs in the power play. Since then, I think he's bowled barely 1 over in the power play. So there was a change in plans, and when I asked Surya yesterday, we'll talk after this delivery.
As Varun is in, and that's defended on the front foot into a gap in the covers again. They'll jog through for a single. 56 for 4.
Yeah, when I asked Surya yesterday at the captain the media briefing, he mentioned that it's obviously they're thinking about who to bowl, when to bowl, and keep their options open and flexible. But I guess in Pakistan they believe that Bumrah is like a key weapon for them in the power play.
Varun into Usman once again. It's a short and guided, but there is a stop at short third. Akshar Patel making sure he got his hand down to that ball. They'll just get through for a single. 57 for 4. 1 ball to come in the 8th.
Were you not looking forward to Sahibzada Farhan versus Bumrah?
I was disappointed in a way that Sahibzada got out, and obviously, he batted very well for Pakistan in the game that preceded this against the USA. As Varun is into Shadab, and that ball is angled into him, just cramping Shadab for room. No run off that delivery, but still a profitable over for Pakistan. They get 10 runs off it, and that's what they need for the rest of the innings, really. Required rate up to 9.92, 119 required off the remaining 12 overs. 57 for 4 after 8. And yes, as you say, Sahibzada Farhan been looking very, very good for Pakistan, up to number 3 in the ICC T20 batting rankings. Yeah, picked up a Player of the Match award as well against the USA for his efforts with the bat, but dismissed today by Hardik Pandya, who's kind of spoiled that Bumrah versus Sahibzada battle that had been. I'm sure that dominated a lot of previews for this game as well.
Yeah, and Hardik, the way he walked, he was like, "Do you know me? I also bowl fast."
Well, he's bowled very fast, and wonderful carry from him through to the keeper today. Akshar Patel in for his 3rd over as Usman comes down the track. He's got after it. It's got a long way up in the air. I don't know if it's got the distance. Oh, it's been put down. It was a tough chance, but it was a chance down at long off. It was Tilak Verma who was running round at long on, nearly took the catch, but instead it drops through, goes through his arms, bounces and goes over the boundary sponge, and it's a 4 for Usman Khan. He goes on to 35 of 25. Pakistan 61 for 4 after 8.1. Oof, just misjudged it a little bit there. He did the hard work and sort of got himself into position. And you see catches like that taken all the time. Don't think it's going to be costly for India, but Usman does have a life. He's on 35 of 25. And the pick of Pakistan's batters so far. Here's but in comes Akshar again as this ball's been hit straight back down the ground. Back-to-back boundaries for Usman Khan. He moves on to 39 off 26. Akshar Patel just being lined up and targeted a little bit here by Pakistan's wicketkeeper. They move on to 65 for 4 off 8.2 overs.
Smart batting, the shorter boundary, the straight boundary. He's picking that consistently now.
He's just trying to go as straight as possible, isn't he? He's just trying to avoid that long on and long off. We've gone a little bit straight. Now Tilak's just gone beyond the boundary line here. I think something in his eyes possibly. He's just using his shirt to wipe his face. He's been brought a towel round, and I think a substitute fielder has made his way onto the field. So it's a different fielder down at long on now. Can't see the back of the shirt though.
It's Abhishek, right?
It's number 4, so that would be Abhishek Sharma. Yes. I don't know who's.
Yeah, he's got something in his eye.
Yeah, I think there's a few sort of little bugs floating around, maybe one of them into his eyes as Akshar comes in again. Usman looking to advance, but this time cramped for room and just defends the ball back to the bowler for no run. 111 needed off 69 balls for Pakistan. And Here's Akshar again very quickly. Usman cramped for room again, but works it into a gap into mid-wicket. They thought about the second for a second, but a loud call of no from Shadab to say that is enough. Pakistan just picking up what they need, really. 9 off the over so far, 66 for 4. And just got a replay of that attempted catch by Tilak Verma. I think when he dove, Nagaraj, and he dropped to the ground, he sort of buried his head into the grass, as you know, in like dismay, and something from the grass has popped up and got into his eye. He's still being tended to by some of the...
I think it was a late dive also, because he had to cover quite a bit of the ground.
Akshar in again to Shadab, who defends the ball back to him. No run there. Pakistan just keeping themselves alive, only just in this game. 110 needed off 67. Akshar into Shadab again. And again, just cramping in for room. There's nothing he could really do with that. He slams his bat down on the wicket, Shadab, in frustration. But they did pick up 9 runs from that over, Pakistan. 2 boundaries to start it off with for Usman. 3 dots in there after that. Good recovery from Akshar Patel, whose 3 overs have gone for 1 for 27 so far. And Pakistan need exactly 10 and over, 110 off 66. The faintest of hopes, I would say.
Oh, now comes Kuldeep. This is the X Factor player.
He's historically been very strong against Pakistan, hasn't he?
How does Usman play him? Because he's been attacking the spinners, so this will be an interesting one. And I don't think Usman has played Kuldeep in the past.
No, this will be the first time ever, because he made his debut after.
And on this pitch, we were talking about in the first innings, the grip that these guys got. Pakistan spinners got. Kuldeep would really be licking his lips.
He's the bowler likely to extract the most spin, the left-arm wrist spinner. And,
what was the degree? 2.4?
We saw one up to 2.3 at one point, from Saim Ayub. Right, Kuldeep replacing Varun Chakravarti is in for his first over. Usman drives firmly down towards long off, picks up a single to start the over. 109 needed off 65. As Usman, it's really been a solo effort for him, really. Saib Zada Farhan dismissed for a duck. Saim Ayub for 6. Salman Ali Agha for 4. Babar Azam for 5. And now finally, they had to wait to get to number 5 and 6 for double-digit scores in this Pakistan batting lineup. Usman currently 41 not out. Shadab on strike. He's got 10 off 9. As Kuldeep is in. And Shadab punches this ball down towards long off. And again, they'll pick up another single. He's got a wonderful action, hasn't he, Kuldeep Yadav? There's loads of arms floating around, a bit of a rhythm routine as he comes in and rotates his shoulder and gets that ball over.
It's actually a big match for him because he's been kept out due to Varun Chakravarti's huge success. And Gautam Gambhir especially likes to play Varun in the team at all costs. So, not that he doesn't like Kuldeep, but at the same time, it's only...
As he's gone after this one is Usman Khan. Gets a little under edge out towards deep backward square leg. They'll pick up a single.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think Kuldeep is going to kind of feel like he wants to kind of make an impact in this match, get pleased. It's not the number of wickets, but the kind of, if he can dominate the batter, he can kind of provide, it will give him that self-confidence that to stay there.
Here's Kuldeep into Shadab, who's beaten. Just went past the outside edge through to the keeper. It was the googly, as you say, and he didn't read it in Shadab. If anybody was going to have a chance of reading the googly, you'd think it'd be Pakistan's leg spinner, but goes right past his outside edge, and just for a little exclamation mark, Ishan Kishan knocks the bails off as well. It's a good start this from Kuldeep Yadav, just gone for 3 from his 4 balls so far. He comes to Shadab again, who works this ball down towards long on. He's sprinting the first one hard as if there's a chance for a second, but Hardik Pandya very quickly onto the ball at long on, so just a single. It's going to tidy over this from an Indian perspective after a couple of expensive ones. Partnership worth 36 off 30 balls. As you say, a big game for Kuldeep Yadav, but he's made a good start. Indian fans in good spirits around the stadium. I think the Pakistani fans already on the prayers. Kuldeep Yadav in, short, cut slightly uppishly, out towards deep extra cover. They'll get that, just take a single to finish a very tidy over from Kuldeep Yadav. 5 runs off his first over. Pakistan 71 for 4 after 10 overs. They need 105 off the remaining 60 balls to win this game. That's a required rate of 10.5. It looks very difficult. Nagaraj, you've raised a very interesting point about Varun Chakrabarti keeping Kuldeep Yadav out of the team. Tell us a little bit more about that dramatic rise of Varun Chakrabarti, and then he can be joined on commentary by Daniel Norcross.
I think Varun's strength has always been his variations. He's got like 7 variations, and he was saying that he's been working on some new variations, which he said that if he's courageous he would unveil in this match. We haven't seen that so far, at least I haven't noticed it. The main thing about Varun is outside of the variations, people can't read him, and he used to be more of a fast bowler when he started as in tennis ball cricket. He then moved on to studies, became an architect, an interior designer, a script writer, etc. I'll come back to that.
That shows it again, and that's been pumped down the ground. It's only going to be a 1 run. First ball of the over was a dot ball, played out to the offside, but with that rate climbing, they need a little bit more than that. Sorry, Nagaraj.
No, I was just saying that Varun's kind of had a very colourful life, in the sense that he said that I get inspired by many people, and he started chasing those inspirations and aspirations he had, like...
Okay, so again, it's been heaved into the onside by Shadab, just going to single out towards the mid-wicket.
Yeah, and before, like, by the time he was 25, 26, he realised that his true passion remains cricket, so he comes back to cricket, and then he starts
holding... architect or something, was he?
Yeah, he studied architecture. He even started as an assistant architect.
Akshay, and again, and he's got him stumped. Usman came down the wicket, gave himself some room outside the off-stump. Akshay saw him coming, just pushed it that little bit wider, perhaps a little bit faster as well, 96 kilometres an hour. Usman could get nothing on it. Ishan Kishan had no trouble at all, taking the ball, whipping off the bails, in the end of a useful partnership of 39 off 35, but crucially the end of Usman Khan, who batted really quite brightly for his 44 from 34, but it's certainly not enough, and Pakistan are now 73 for 5. That's good bowling from Akshay.
Yeah.
You have to say, a bit. They've got after him a little bit in the power play in this first over, but since then he's got the pace of the pitch, and he's not varied it too much. He's bowled a sort of Akshay pace, really, in that over 95, 93, 93, 96. That one just a little bit quicker. Often happens if you're smart enough, you see the batter advance.
Yeah.
Just slip it in.
And Akshay is very, very accurate in terms of his lengths. He doesn't have too many variations, but he sticks to that length, and he isn't that. I mean, people think about Jadeja more, but he creates his own list. He has created that own pressure of it, because he also, the point of release is so high. So, and then he's smart enough to see that Usman was looking for runs. He just kind of bowled it slightly wide off stump, and it was an easy wicket for them, because the pressure is on Pakistan to kind of score at a faster clip in these middle overs.
Well, that rate's now up over 11, and the new batter is Mohammad Nawaz, who's come in at 7. Akshay is going to come around the wicket to him. He's a left-hander, but he's going to stay round the wicket. Maybe bring short third into play here. Yes, he's any bowls up. Oh, beats the bat. Just sort of straight as that, almost round arm really on that occasion. He doesn't vary his release points, and he just let that one go, drifting across the left-hander into the gloves of Kishan. And he's got one more ball to bowl, and then he's done. Picked up 2 wickets, 2 for 29. India in such a strong position. They've still got 3 overs from Kuldeep Yadav to call on. That's defended last ball by Mohammad Nawaz. Probably the sensible manoeuvre. And Pakistan after 11 are 73 for 5. I credit Akshay Patel completely randomly with giving Shoaib Bashir a career, because there's this idea, having watched Akshay Patel bowl, that you needed a tall spinner in England. But by the way, we're just seeing on Ultra Edge that Usman Khan, although at the moment he's carded as stumped Kishan bowled Akshay, should actually be caught, because he got a tiny little edge on that, and Ishan Kishan took the ball, and then he took the bails off. So the rules of cricket being as they are, that would be the first mode of dismissal. I don't think anybody really cares. As this is played out into the offside, out towards the point, they get a single. If anything, as a keeper, you'd rather keep stumping, wouldn't you? Because stumping is always like a little bit sexier than catches.
More attractive, isn't it? Like you've seen the batter beating in the air or not reading the line.
Well, do you know, I can't remember, was it Wally Grouse or Bert Huddersfield back in the day, the great Australian keepers, and used to get so many stumpings off Bill O'Reilly and Clary Grimmett. You'd see the catches to stumpings ratio would be completely different for those guys from the ones we get now, like Jeff Dujon. Don't know how many stumpings the West Indian great got against those 4 fast bowlers he was forever keeping with. As Kuldeep's in for a new over, and his first ball has been swept beautifully by Mohammad Nawaz for 4 out towards deep backward square, taking it on the full, just a little over pitch from Kuldeep. And Pakistan has moved to 78 for 5, and they get that target down below 100, down to 98 now.
No one for today, but I would be very curious to know if Dujon stood up to any of those fast bowlers ever.
Well, Jack Russell stood up to Courtney Walsh famously, didn't he, a couple of times? I'm not sure Jeff Dujon did. I mean, he would have stood up to Roger Harper, I guess. It's the very occasional off spin that they have. That's punched off the back foot, straight back to the bowler. There's no run. This is a horribly tricky equation now for Pakistan, because to have any hope, they've got to go after Kuldeep. They don't have a choice now, do they?
Yeah. I mean, they also, Pakistan don't need to worry, because even if they lose,
oh indeed,
there's nothing at stake as such.
Full head out towards deep square leg and taken. Another wicket goes down, and Pakistan are subsiding here. Mohammad Nawaz has simply picked out Shivam Dubey at deep mid wicket by the end of it. Taken again, I think, on the full. Not the best ball. He's got a lovely connection on it. He's got plenty of height, not quite a distance, and a good running catch has been taken out of the deep. Pakistan have lost 2 in the over there. Well, 2 in the over, 2 in quick succession at any rate, and they're 78 for 6.
Did you see that? He converted that into a full toss before it pitched, so he didn't even hit it properly, knowing very well that that's such a long boundary, and it was an awkward attempt by Dubey. More than an attempt, the way he caught it, yeah.
He was on the run, I guess, you know, sometimes it's just, oh, let's come to me a bit
He's
quicker
not the
than I was
best of
thinking.
the fielders, though, right?
Well, he's held on to that one.
I think the challenge for Pakistan is going to be, if they meet, these two teams meet in the semis again, what are they going to do? What are they going to improve on outside of, I mean, the strategies they've shown? They're going to come back once again with the 5-spinner strategy, more or less. They don't have too many fast bowlers in that lineup. They don't have Haris Rauf anyway.
I think they're just hoping that the pitch has sort of deteriorated sufficiently by then to bring their spinners into play. And we have seen that a little bit here in Sri Lanka. In the England series, the pitch has started to get a bit tired.
Right.
But they do have quite a few options for surfaces, so...
The thing is, India have options for all surfaces, the way they're playing now. So,
Right, the new batter is Fahim Ashraf, goes back into his crease, dabs ball into the offside, slips down in place, that reaches short. One more at sort of backward point, short backward point. There's no run, 78 for 6. To be clear, on the semi-finals, that would be that we move into a 1v2 and 1v2 situation, don't we, in the group phases?
Yes, they have these seedings, and teams are named X1, so Y1, X2, Y2.
Yeah, what I mean is, but by the time you've then got to the group phase, 78 for 6 at the end of the 12th over, the team that finishes top in one group faces the team that finishes second in the other group.
Correct.
So
after the Super 8,
so it is feasible that if we think that India they're in terrific form and if they would be favourites to finish top of their group, if they do finish top of the group, Pakistan finish second in their group, then you could feasibly have this situation where the semi-final that would take place in Mumbai, there'd be one in Mumbai and one in Colombo, and that wouldn't feature India.
So the India semi-final will always be the second semi-final on March 5. So it will either happen in Mumbai, or it would be in Colombo only if it's Pakistan, the opponent's Pakistan. Otherwise, India will play on March 5th in Mumbai.
So that second semi-final, that India semi-final, will always take place on the 5th. This much we know.
Correct.
So now we don't actually know the date of either semi-final, because we don't know whether it's going to take place in Colombo.
We don't know the place. Just for the second
so,
semi-final.
So the Colombo, if there was a Colombo semi-final, it could take place in the 5th. It could also take place in the 4th if Pakistan were to finish first and India first, or if both sides finish second in their group.
No.
Then they would avoid each other. So then the Colombo semi-final would take place on the 4th, wouldn't it? As this is slapped high in the air, could be another wicket, should be another wicket, and is. Taken at long off, another one goes down, 78 for 7. And they're just falling apart here. It's Tilak Varma who's coming into the attack. Shivam Dubé's taken a catch. Shadab's gone for 14. And 3 wickets have fallen for 5 runs in the blink of an eye.
Will they go to 100? Get all out.
Well,
I wonder when is the last time Pakistan got all out under 100 against India.
one thing they don't have to worry about, I don't think, is a net run rate, because they simply just have to win their last game. And so they probably will continue to fling the bat and want to show some fight. But what have they got left? Shaheen Sharafridi, who knows one way of playing. Fahim Ashraf, who can hit a long ball. And then, well, Abrar and Tariq. There's nothing really there now.
But this is really disappointing for Pakistan. Salman Agha said that the key would be forget the toss, forget everything, all the history and all that. Can we execute our plans for 40 overs? They've not lasted 20 overs in that sense. So it's how do they kind of recoup from this? Because this is a big blow for them, even if they know that they're going to go for Super 8s. Because teams will be looking at this contest and picking up some learnings, especially New Zealand are coming. I think it's Pakistan, New Zealand, England also there, right? If
England qualified, they would beat Italy tomorrow, they would come here. New Zealand would if they go through. And the other team is seeded to be Sri Lanka.
True.
But that is a very interesting group, as this first ball to Shaheen is driven down the ground for a single. I mean, that group is the one that holds quite a lot of excitement between now and Friday, because Australia's lost to Zimbabwe. And the match tomorrow that we'll be covering from Pallekele, Sri Lanka against Australia. If Australia were to lose that,
that's high stakes game,
huge. Because Zimbabwe would then, if they could win their last game against
the
that's delivery is driven to short extra cover and there's no run. That would send them through at the expense of Australia.
And the interesting thing is that the World Cup needs both teams. One as a host, Sri Lanka, co-host, and the other one as one of the tougher competitors. But at the same time, it's a World Cup, so.
Tilak is in. This is beautifully driven up and over the top by Fahim Ashraf. He's a very fine hitter of a ball. And he actually got Pakistan out of trouble against the Netherlands in the very first game of the tournament when they looked like they were gone. And then he came back, he got a little lucky, he was dropped out of the deep, but he struck that over, I think, for 19, and that was enough to get them through against the Netherlands. Otherwise this game really would have a lot on it. 83 for 7, 93 more needed from 44. Tilak in again, and right in the block hole, looks to give it a whack, and instead just whacks the ball onto himself. There's no run. So there's a lot to chew through here. A chastening defeat for Pakistan is pretty certainly incoming here. I don't see how they've got another route though. The only way they can go is through spin, isn't it?
There's no experience in the fast bowling lineup outside of Shaheen Afridi, and Shaheen Afridi can be. I mean, he did bowl really well in the Asia Cup final, and I think Pakistan really thought that what they did on that day last September gave them the confidence that they can give a fight once again to India. And the way they started, they had a strategy, etc., but it didn't work out on that. It didn't the batting is the key there. They don't have the really good deep batting lineup, specialist batters, so that's how do they kind of find a solution for that. Is what they need to work on for the next few weeks.
Thank you, Nagraj. You go and write the same match report you've probably written on this fixture quite a few times. And,
thank you, guys.
Maybe just recycle the old one. The last one of that over, by the way, was pushed down to long off for a single, which means that Fahim keeps the strike with Pakistan 84 for 7. And Kuldeep is going to continue bowling the left arm over the wicket to the left-handed Fahim Ashraf, who tucks the ball into the onside. That's a deep backward square. They take the single. 85 for 7, 91 needed from 41. It's been a one-sided contest this from the very beginning. Ishan Kishan with that quite magnificent 70, propelling India to a total that felt 15 to 20 runs too many. The way Pakistan have batted, it's looked about 60 runs too many. Alex Hartley has rejoined us.
Oh, I've put that much hand sign on that mic. It's gone straight up my schnoz.
I felt it was quite strong.
High as a kite in 10 minutes.
Oh well, that's good for the listeners. Been waiting for this moment. As Kuldeep is in to Shaheen Shah Afridi. Gets struck on the pad. The question is asked and turned down by umpire Dharmasena. He has no interest in that. Ball rolls out to the onside. He doesn't even bother waiting to give the late bye because he knows it's such a contemptuously poor appeal. 86 for 7. Brings Fahim back on strike. He's got to play a lone hand here. He's got to try and find a miracle down the leg side wide. That will help only a bit. It's been pretty tricky stuff to watch, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has. It really has. It's, I don't want to say it, but it does feel like it's the same old story. I genuinely thought it'd be closer than it has been.
Kuldeep in again. Back in his crease goes Fahim and attempts the late cut. Despite the fact that there's a short third and a backward point. There's no run.
And Pakistan have played all their games here in Colombo, but India adapted to the conditions so well. So well. And that innings from Ishan Kishan has won the game for them. It's the anomaly of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Absolutely that. Absolutely that. Kuldeep in again. But quicker perhaps. That's pulled out towards deep mid-wicket. There'll only be the single. Fielder trots in from the boundary action. There's one more to Fahim. They're still going to swing for the hills, though, haven't they? There's no point in not, unless they just think, yeah, could bat out 6 overs and 2 balls.
You're good with this and net run rate and stuff. If they go for it and get bowled out, it takes the 20 overs into consideration.
Yeah. So
but if they
were all
just plod,
yeah, I'll explain. It's into his crease and plays almost French cricket, gets a single into the onside. So if they're bowled out for 95 in the 15th over, it's as if it's 99 or 20. Yeah.
So I actually think, because we're only in the 14th over, there's merit in batting for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Because you might get more than if you just try and smack every ball for 4 right now. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Fahim on strike, left armour to left-hander. Kuldeep again is just treated with extreme respect, pushed into the offside. There's no run. 3 overs gone, 1 for 17. So 3 overs gone, 3 overs Kuldeep gone, 1 for 17. 89 for 7.
People have started to leave, Dan. The stands are a little bit emptier than they were.
Well, if you're a Pakistan fan, I can entirely understand it. Here we go. We've got semi-final allocations for you.
Here we go.
If Pakistan qualifies, they will play semi-final 1 in Colombo. If India qualifies and is not playing Pakistan, they will play semi-final 2 in Mumbai. If Sri Lanka qualifies and is not playing India, they will play semi-final 1 in Kolkata. If Sri Lanka qualifies and is playing Pakistan, they will play semi-final 1 in Colombo. The question I've asked is, if Pakistan qualifies and are playing India in Colombo,
if both Pakistan and Sri Lanka,
if both Pakistan and Sri Lanka fail to qualify, both matches will be played in India. Yes, this much I knew. If neither India, Pakistan nor Sri Lanka are involved, semi-final 1 will still be hosted in Kolkata and semi-final 2 in Mumbai.
I'm confused.
What happens if India and Pakistan both reach the semi-finals? Do they not play against each other, potentially? And if so, is that semi-final 1 or semi-final 2? If India qualifies and is not playing Pakistan, they'll play semi-final 2. Do you see what I mean? If Pakistan qualifies, they will play semi-final 1 in Colombo, regardless of who they're playing. Right.
I'm well confused.
And that would be on the 4th of March, regardless. So India could end up playing Pakistan in Colombo on the 4th. I thought that was a possibility. Nagraj didn't seem to, but it's all a bit moot because the way Pakistan are playing right at the moment, I'm not sure the semi-finals looking like a very likely proposition. Although I did think that actually they stood a really good chance, looking first at the group they are in, and I still expect them to qualify for the next phase.
The reality is that India is the best team in the world, and so it doesn't India is such a hard team to beat. They adapt so well in all different conditions. You know, look at the way they've played today. Pakistan, they will play all their games here. So when they're in the Super 8s, if they're in the Super 8s and they will know the conditions. I don't think they have that fear factor playing anybody else. I think that's a part of that comes into this game because they've lost 8 in a row, soon to be 9 in a row. That can play on your mind.
Yeah, fair enough. Tilak Rama is going to bowl again. He's the 6th bowler used, and he took a wicket in the one over he's bowled so far. He's bowled to Shaheen Shah Afridi, who I still think, if he's going to target anyone, given that there's still 2 overs of Jasprit Bumrah to be bowled, 2 overs of Varun Chakravarti, and 1 over of
Hardik.
Kuldeep.
Got to.
Yeah, Hardik, but I mean, it's not an easy prospect, is it? I'm not saying Tilak Varma is, but if you were looking at what's to come, you're Shaheen Shah Afridi. I might be teeing off here. Tilak Varma in, and no, Shaheen Shah Afridi has gone back into his crease, defended the ball back along the ground. Back to the bowler for no run. 87 needed from 35. It's an equation that's almost not worth even mentioning anymore. As Tilak is in. Now he swings, gets a thick top edge, and it runs down a short third. They just take the single, which brings Fahim on strike. And I think the same applies. I think he will have a go here. It's a long ball, we've seen with Fahim.
He's going to have to.
It's a lot of long balls. See that into him, goes back into his crease and he flat bats it. Not long off. And there's no run as Rinku Singh does the fielding. 91 for 7.
Such a shame that it's petering out in the manner that it is.
It is, isn't it?
It's always the hype game though, isn't it? We always look at the fixtures and go, oh, we've got India, Pakistan.
Now he's swung this high in the air, and it's gone straight up the chimney. It's not an easy catch though, and it's dropped. That never was an easy catch because it was the bowler, Tilak Varma, was running backwards. It was coming over his shoulder. It might have been easier had Rinku Singh or Suryakumar Yadav was running in from short extra cover. He might have been better placed to take it. Whether Tilak actually called for it, I don't know. It's because it's coming over his shoulder. I mean, it looks like a goober, but they're a bit more tricky. He should have taken it, but he hasn't. He's afforded a life, and Shaheen Shah is on strike again. Swings hard at this, but makes pretty poor contact out towards the backward square. 1 more to the total.
Yeah, when that first ball first went up in the air, I thought, okay, that's Suryakumar Yadav's catch. It's got to be. But then the ball was like, nah, mine. And as you say, I feel it was also a harder catch for the bowler. But he got there.
He got there. Right, last ball of the over is just punched off the back foot and really well fielded by a slightly angry Tilak Varma, who's cost himself a wicket by dropping that catch. And so only 5 runs have come from the over, 82 still to get from 30 balls with Fahim and Shaheen at the crease. It's done, nearly, not quite dusted. To do the dusting, it's going to be not wearing a penny. It's going to be out of nowhere.
And now that is something I wouldn't want to see. Unfortunately for you, Atty, for you in a little penny. Although actually I kind of would want to see it now I've thought about it.
Do you know, I'm a very efficient duster, so I can do it without a penny. Well, I'll tell you what has not been efficient today. It's Pakistan's batting. That was too easy. Set myself up. 94 for 7. Goodness me. Varun Chakravarti in. Shaheen Afridi's gone after that. Sent it down towards long on. Couple of bounces. They'll pick up a single. It's really been a bit of a horror show, and it started in the power play for Pakistan. They put in a really difficult spot by India with Sahibzada Farhan dismissed for a duck, Simon Ayub dismissed for 6, Salman Ali Agha dismissed for 4, Babar Azam 5. So between them, the top 4 contributed only 15 runs to the Pakistan cause. Varun Chakravarti into Fahim, who again has gone after this, picks up a single out towards deep mid wicket. In fact, they're going to get back for 2 here because it's gone into one of those pockets in this ground that we keep referring to, where they can pick up 2. For those interested, the required run rate is just under 17 at the moment. 79 needed from 28 balls. But I think you nailed it, Alex. India have come into Colombo, adjusted to conditions really well, made some good judgments. They were put into bat by Pakistan. Oh my goodness, is that a lizard?
Oh,
wow.
Trying to eat the fly.
He's gone after this ball, it's gone up in the air, chance at mid-wicket, and the catch is taken. Fahim Ashraf looking for a big hit, just skies the ball, comfortable catch at mid-wicket. And it's Varun Chakravarti who has a wicket. Pakistan now 8 down as Fahim makes his way to the dugout. 97 for 8, 79 needed of 27 balls. And this is turning into an exhibition performance from the Indians. A really straightforward catch for Rinku Singh. As Fahim continues to slow walk off the ground. He goes for 10 of 14. And, well, he's walking off disappointed, and it makes sense because it really has been a dismal performance by Pakistan today. And apologies, I got distracted by the lizard. The lizard is on the outside of the glass in our commentary box. The fly is on the inside of the commentary box, and the lizard is trying to get to it, but it doesn't realise that the fly is actually on the inside.
But the thing is, I've just taken a video. The lizard is fully sticking his tongue out and going, why am I not catching this fly? And the fly is just casually walking away from it going, you idiot.
Yeah. Well, it's almost a metaphor for the game that we're watching right now as Abrar Ahmed makes his way out to the middle. Varun Chakravarti into Abrar, striking on the pad, that looks out. Umpire puts his finger out. Abrar goes first ball. Varun Chakravarti is on a hat-trick. He's reviewed it because he may as well, but it looked pretty straight. And I think Varun Chakravarti is going to find himself on a hat-trick once this review is done. Pakistan 97 for 9.
Review for LBW. Original decision is out. It is a fair delivery. I'm looking at the split screen.
That's the voice of TV umpire Chris Gaffney.
Gap on the left. Clearly no bat. Yeah, no bat involved. We can go to ball track when available.
Yeah, this is going to be
Clear
hitting
gap on the left-hand side. Just waiting for ball tracking.
Yeah.
About 3/4 of the way
Original
up.
decision is out.
It's
Pitching
ball
outside
tracking.
off. Impacts in line. Wickets hitting. Kumar will get you back on screen and you can stay with your original decision of outs.
Yeah, Varun Chakravarti just too good for Abrar. He's going to walk off. Pakistan staring down the barrel of a big, big defeat here. And India could really put the exclamation mark on this win with a hat-trick to finish the game.
Yeah, that
Varun
would...
Chakravarti 2 for 17 of his 2.4.
Yeah, that would be a way to finish for India and all the fans that have travelled. We're going to talk about how flights were so much more expensive as soon as they got the go-ahead to play this game. All the hotels were fully booked. Ours is absolutely carnage. Our hotel, because the India team are in it, and there's so many fans in there. It would be the perfect ending for this rivalry, would be to get a hat-trick. And for the second time today, we've got a hat-trick. But it's not what you...
Hat-trick ball,
yeah, hat-trick ball.
Hat-trick ball
We've not
coming
actually
up.
had a hat-trick.
Now, Simon Ayub earlier took 2 and 2, bowled a pretty good hat-trick ball, but couldn't get the little outside edge that he was looking for.
Well, he bowled an absolute beauty, so we'll just see what Varun does here.
He's got the number 11, Usman Tariq, to bowl to. It's a hat-trick ball. Big cheer from the crowd, and a nice aggressive field here as well from Surya Kumar Yadav. There's a slip in place, mid-wicket is really close in, mid-on and mid-off, almost in line with the umpire. Really, really close in, giving him every chance. Varun Chakravarti, Usman Tariq. Here we go. Hat-trick ball. Varun into Usman. There's a big appeal. Little inside edge on that. Nearly, Varun. Nearly picked up a hat-trick. They even think... They toy with the idea of going for a review, actually. They're still talking about it. Surya Kumar Yadav, 10 seconds on the DRS timer. Is he going to go for the review?
This isn't out. I just don't think this is out.
Yeah, I think he got bat on it. He's gone for the review. 2 seconds to go, so the hat-trick is still in play. Kumar Dharmasena, the on-field umpire, has put the TV sort of symbol out with his hands. He looked a bit annoyed doing
We have a player review for LBW. Original decision is not out. It's fair delivery. I'm looking at the split screen.
Here's Chris Gaffney again.
I think it's doing
Coming
too
through.
much.
Oh, there's no inside edge.
We've got a clear gap on the left-hand side. Just roll that back just to confirm that.
Oh,
Just freeze it there. Yep. There's no bat involved. Go to ball tracking when available, please.
could be close because look, there's no bat on this, so the
Original
hat-trick is
decision
on.
not out.
Here we go.
Pitching outside off. Impact is in line.
Where's the ball going?
Wickets missing.
Missing.
Kumar will get back on screen. You can stay with your original decision of not out.
Well, it won't be a hat-trick for Varun Chakravarti, but like Simon Ayub before him, he came mighty close, bowled an excellent delivery. If anything, a little bit too good for
Yeah,
Usman Tariq.
it's the second time today we've had a hat-trick delivery and the ball's been too good for the batter.
That field is just spread, but only a tiny bit now for Usman Tariq. As India looking for the kill. Varun Chakravarti into Usman, who leaves the ball outside the offside. Goes through to the keeper. There is no run. And Ishan Kishan knocked the bails off and asked the question of the square leg umpire, mostly in jest. Pakistan 97 for 9. It's been a horror show batting performance from them today. Just really struggled to find any kind of rhythm. Usman Khan, the only batter with any kind of significant stay out in the middle. 44 off 34 for him. Only 2 other batters getting into double figures so far. Shadab Khan 14 off 15. Fahim Ashraf on 17 off 14. And they find themselves in a horror position. 79 needed off 24 balls. Rinku Singh's going to have a bowl here for India.
Why not?
Yeah.
Might as well give the keeper a bowl.
Bowler number 7 for India.
Ishan Kishan will be bowling next to get the glory.
Well, you can see the ICC chair in one of the hospitality suites. He's very happy with this result.
I thought it was meant to be neutral.
Well, he's thrilled. I can tell you that much.
feel like we're meant to be neutral. Never am.
Well, Rinku Singh is going to bowl to Shaheen Afridi, who makes a bit of room and slaps this ball hard down towards the long off boundary. It's going to go for 4. Well, slightly against the run of play, Pakistan pick up a boundary, and small consolation, they passed the 100 mark. 101 for 9 of 16.1 overs, 75 needed off 23. That's not going to happen, but maybe a little bit of exhibition shots from Shaheen to keep everybody happy. Here's Rinku Singh into Shaheen again, who's had a big hoik at that. Missed it as it struck his pad, going down leg, so no real danger. And Rinku Singh is a part-time bowler at best, really, isn't he? He's not really...
I don't know why he's bowling.
They're just sort of toying with Pakistan at the moment. Here's Rinku in again. Shaheen's got after it, got a little under edge. It's going to go down towards the fine leg boundary, and it's going to go for 4. So, again, it's not really going to make any smiles appear on the very glum-looking faces in the Pakistan dugout. But it could turn out to be valuable for the net run rate. They could just get a few more runs away here. 71 needed off 21. It's been a thoroughly professional performance from India. We'll be wrapping this game up before too long and celebrating victory, but they've tossed Rinku Singh the ball here to try and finish the job. In he comes to Shaheen, who makes a bit of room. Big swing. And he just doesn't connect. He connects with thin air, really. As Ishan Kishan, as he's so fond of doing, knocks the bails off again. Square leg umpire comes in again to put them back up.
Don't really know why he's bowling here, to be honest with you. Tiffers, they've got so many options.
Here's Rinku in again. Shaheen goes after it, clobbers this ball down towards long on. Couple of bounces to Shivam Dubey, and he's turned down the run there, Shaheen, so he's going to try and farm the strike. He hasn't bowled for a while. The last time Rinku bowled, as in he comes again to Shaheen, who again clobbers this ball down to long on. This time he will take the single to keep the strike, because that was the last ball of the over. So 9 runs off that Rinku Singh over, 106 for 9 with 3 overs to go. Yeah, Rinku Singh hasn't bowled in in his last 3 appearances for India, and he's made sort of sporadic appearances. He hasn't been in that lineup all the way through, but he hasn't bowled in either the game against the USA or Namibia. He didn't bowl against South Africa in the series that preceded this match. He last bowled against New Zealand on the 31st of January in a T20 International. And there, his return was 4 balls, 1 for 7.
Oh, well bowled.
It's not awful.
Well, he's bowled 6 balls, none for 9 there, and here we go. We're going to have the opening bowler, Hardik Pandya, back into the attack. He's got 1 for 8 from his 2 overs. Don't know why Rinku bowled that one. Why not? Maybe just thought, see if he can get the game done.
Maybe just give him an over under his belt. Might be handy later in the tournament. Here's Hardik Pandya into Shaheen Afridi. He bowls. Shaheen ducks underneath the bouncer. It's quite a short delivery. Umpire signals wide. And he looks so irritated with his signal there, Kumar Dharmasena. He's almost sort of willing the Indians to finish off this game. They're like, come on, lads.
Well, Shaheen actually called the wide before the umpire, which he's not supposed to do.
69 needed off 18, but just 1 wicket needed for India to wrap up this game and make it 3 wins and 3 in this tournament. And perhaps even more significantly, keep their dominance in this T20 rivalry against Pakistan going. Here is Hardik Pandya into Shaheen, who comes down the track and has a big swing at that. And I don't know if he got anything on it, but it wasn't a clean take from Ishan Kishan, so it was sort of a stifled appeal there. Shaheen's just sort of blind swinging at the moment. He's on 16 or 15. He has hit 2 boundaries, but he's kind of playing just for fun at the moment. Just taking a look at that swing. Eyes went off the ball. Sweat flying off his forehead as he spun himself in the ground.
I think he got something on it there, Shaheen. I think it was dropped behind.
That's technically a drop for Ishan Kishan, a rare blemish, and it really came when it doesn't really matter anymore in this game. Here's Hardik into Shaheen, who's got a hold of this. He set this ball sailing. Is it going to go out over the boundary? Yes, it is. Kuldeep Yadav has just palmed the ball over the boundary for 6. He should have taken it. He got into position, did Kuldeep Yadav. The catch was there for the taking. We've had 2 drops from India in 2 balls. Do they want to finish this game or not? 63 needed off 16 balls.
Well, doesn't Kuldeep Yadav normally field about short fine, short third? He's at long on there. And that should have been taken, and he's dropped it over the boundary sponge for 6. I mean, this is just getting a little bit sloppy from India. I know they're going to win this game, but I know they should have and could have bowled Pakistan out for less than 100.
They could have done. That drop sort of reminded me of that meme, you know, this waiter on roller skates. Here's Hardik Pandya into Shaheen Afridi, who has a big swing, and again, doesn't connect as it goes through to the keeper.
That's the worst cricket shot I've ever seen.
He nearly swung himself.
He did a pirouette.
He did. He went 360 degrees with that shot. Big swing from
Shaheen.
Shaheen.
Send.
All the way around. If he connected, he would have looked a bit like Brian Lara, but he didn't connect, so he looks a bit like someone who failed an audition for Dancing on Ice.
I saw some bad ones during the Ashes series, and that tops him.
Well, it's with an outside chance of ending up top scorer for Pakistan. 22 of 17, Shaheen. Hardik Pandya into Shaheen, who makes a bit of room. Full toss driven down to long on. He took a few steps as if to take a single and then opted to leave Usman Tariq where he is.
He's on absolute send it mode here, Shaheen Shah Afridi.
He's trying. He's trying just to close down that gap a little bit. A little bit sloppy from India, really. They don't really want to do this. Just let any sloppiness creep into their game. They've been thoroughly professional, and they've put themselves in a position where they can't lose this game now. So they won't matter, but Gautam Gambhir, I'm sure, will be putting a few notes in his notepad. Here's Hardik into Shaheen again. Again, pulls this ball out towards mid-wicket. Will he take the single this time? He does. So, there'll be one delivery for Usman Tariq to try and survive to take this game into the 19th over. Earlier today, we saw a breathtaking knock from Ishan Kishan. Just unbelievable batting from India's number 3. He's hitting India's number 1, I should say. He's right at the top of the order, isn't he, with Abhishek Sharma. 77 off 40, 10 fours, 3 sixes. He looked like he was playing on a different surface to every other batter that's been out here today, including the Indian batters, I would say. So fluent, and definitely the difference between the 2 teams. Hardik into Usman Tariq. Bowled him! Middle stump from Hardik. He had 1 ball to dismiss him, and he used that 1 ball to perfection. India register a huge win over Pakistan. They win by 61 runs, having bowled out Pakistan for 114 with 2 overs remaining. A sensational win for the hosts, who are here in Colombo just to play this game. But they've turned up to Colombo, they've done a perfect hit job on their rivals, and they've kept their dominance over Pakistan alive. India victorious here in Colombo by 61 runs, and for 99.9% of it, Alex Hartley, they were flawless.
Yeah, they absolutely were. They adapted so well to the conditions. At the halfway stage, yes, Pakistan were probably chasing 10 or 15 more than they should have or could have been. Shaheen Shah Afridi didn't bowl too well. There was also a few overs that, a little bit sloppy from a couple of the Pakistan bowlers. But India, as you say, absolutely flawless. They are the best team in the world. They adapted so well to the conditions. Ishan Kishan, in particular, absolutely outstanding with his 77. Really set the tone. And unfortunately, when you lose 4 wickets in a power play, you're very, very rarely going to get over the line. And it was only Usman Khan with his 44 that gave Pakistan a sniff, half a chance, not even half a chance. He looked like he was going all right until he came down the pitch and got stumped. Well, got caught behind as well. It was 2 in 1. But yeah, a dominant display for India, who just fly in for this game and then fly back out.
Yeah, they do. They've got to give themselves a lot of credit, really, India. They've come into a difficult scenario and put on a terrific performance, really, here today. How good was that innings from Ishan Kishan, Alex Hartley?
Yeah, amazing. Amazing. Like we were just saying, he really set the tone at the top of the order. It looked like he was batting on a different surface. He went out and just made everything look so easy. You know, Pakistan only bowling the one seamer, so you thought, okay, fine, I'm just going to have to take down the spin, and he did that perfectly. I mean, I'm 95% sure he's going to get player of the match, and rightly so. But it wasn't an easy wicket out there, but he just made it look so easy.
So
Daniel Norcross is going to join us.
So in the fixture that we wondered whether it would happen at all between India and Pakistan, last minute diplomatics meant that we did get a game, but it's same old, this time at the R. Premadasa Stadium in Colombo. Pakistan being thrashed by India, India winning by 61 runs, and at no point in today's game did they ever really look like coming close to India-Pakistan from the very outset. Brilliant batting from Ishan Kishan, the standout player with the bat today. And then with the ball, well, I don't know whether it was the bowling itself that was so particularly skilled or some of the top order batting that was so inept. World Cup winner Alex Hartley is alongside me, as is Atif Nawaz. We are going to chew the cud and try and work out what on earth has happened there. What has happened, first headline, is that India have won 3 out of 3. They're through to the next round. There was never any danger of that. In all probability, Pakistan will be too if they win their last game against Namibia, which they surely will do. If they don't, however, they will be behind the United States on net run rate. And there's even a tiny sniff of possibility for the Netherlands if they can beat India, but that's not going to happen. So there is something big on that game for Pakistan, and I don't think anyone really considered that to be a dangerous fixture for Pakistan, Atif. But after watching the way they played today, I was hugely disappointed. I was hugely disappointed with how they bowled at Ishan Kishan. They did drag it back in those middle overs with the ball, but then with the bat, how they found themselves 34 for 4, 13 for 3 in double quick time. That did for their chase. They needed to make it 176. The highest chase it would have been in a World Cup match, T20 World Cup match between these two men's sides. But nonetheless, it felt like a pretty limp performance.
It really did. I think it's fair to say that this Pakistan team didn't play to their potential. They're a lot better than that, particularly their top 4, who would have really fancied their chances, despite the fact that they let India get about 20 runs too many. Shaheen Afridi, very expensive with the ball today, just couldn't find anywhere to hide. 15 runs off his 15 and a half runs off his 2 overs apiece, so 31 from his spell altogether. And Shadab, also expensive, went for 17. Salman Ali Agha, with many options with the ball, used 7 bowlers in total. He was given good performances by Usman Tariq, Saim Ayub, and himself bowled really admirably. You're going to leak runs somewhere against India, I suppose. At 175, they did let them get away 20 more. Perhaps they felt the need to overcompensate when they came out to bat. Not even overcompensate, but compensate for that when they came out to bat their top 4, and they sort of played all manner.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm down here with Ishan Kishan as a man of the match. I'll ask Kavita Singh, Senior Vice President of Aramco, to please hand over. A fabulous award for absolute fabulous innings. 77 today, that's got to feel amazing, Ishan.
100%. I think the wicket was not that easy in the beginning, but you know, sometimes you just have to believe what you want to play, what shots are on, and you know, you have to just focus on your strength. So I was just keeping it simple and, you know, watching the ball and playing with the field, maybe trying to make them run as much as they can. But yeah, I think it worked pretty well in my side.
Everything looks just completely in sync. Your hands look magnificent. Today you favoured the offside a little more than you have in other tournaments. Was that something that was, you had in your game plan?
I think I did work a lot on my offside game. You know, it will give me the balls where I want them to bowl if I play good shots on offside. So I was just trying to hit the gaps because it's a big boundary, and you know, when it's a big ground you get bigger gaps. So I was just trying to keep it simple, like I said, trying to hit the gaps, trying to at least take 2 runs, because you know, wicket was not easy, and you know, I had that in mind that we need to put like total like 160, 170 runs, and it will be a very good total for us.
Ishan, the lead up to this match is enormous from both camps, I'm sure. Yeah. Lots of pressure, lots of anxiety. Do you feel now that there's a sense of relief now moving into the back half?
100%. I think, you know, India versus Pakistan, it's always a special game, not only for us, for our country as well. So, you know, we had to win this one. It was a very important game. And, you know, they had a pretty good spinners in their side, and we were just supposed to, you know, play the good shots. And yeah, winning this against Pakistan team, you know, it will give us a lot of confidence going ahead in the tournament. And, you know, we'll try to just keep the momentum going.
A quick word on Jasprit Bumrah and Hardik Pandya in those first 5 overs.
I think they bowled tremendously well, you know, pace bowlers. When I was batting, when Shaheen was bowling, I didn't feel like the ball was doing much for the pace bowlers, but at the same time looking at them bowl, so 2 beautiful overs. So yeah, it was a plus point for us, and especially we know how Jassi can bowl, whether he has new ball in his hand and whether he's bowling in the death overs, and especially credit goes to Hardik Pandya for keeping it on the tight areas, you know, bowling what we planned before the game and executing his plans pretty well.
Special day, Ishan. Congratulations, mate, and good luck for the rest of the team.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That was Matthew Hayden talking to the player of the match, Ishan Kishan, and he really did bat better, Alex Hardy, than anybody else on show today. I mean, his numbers are just head and shoulders above everybody else. 77 off 40 balls, 10 fours, 3 sixes. There are only 3 further sixes in India's innings. He managed to keep the strike, farm the strike, and you saw how hard it was for the likes of Tilak Varma, 25 on 24, Surya Kumar Yadav, the skipper, usually explosive, 32 on 29. So it was a tricky pitch, wasn't it? And he made it look easy.
I think it was when Surya Kumar Yadav was struggling, I was like, okay, that's a special innings, because he came out and he found the boundary from ball 1. Yes, he was eased into his innings because Shaheen Shah Afridi didn't bowl too well at him. You know, his first over went for 15 in the power play, bowled the second one of the power play. But he was the only batter who could time the ball on that surface, and I think for him to recognise that he was on and just carry on was very impressive.
It started pretty well for Pakistan, by which I mean at the first over.
Yeah.
When Salman Ali Agha, the skipper, brought himself on to bowl, and we've seen a few different bowling plans from Pakistan. They are a flexible outfit, which should stand them in good stead for other challenges later in the tournament. And he picked up the wicket of Abhishek Sharma really early on. To that stage, 1 for 1. End of the first over. You're thinking game on. Crowd's gone berserk. Atmosphere's amazing. Place is completely packed. And you didn't hear silence, because although there's about 80% Indian fans, about 20% Pakistan fans, so they made their presence really felt. But it was in that partnership which dominated Ishan Kishan. 87 they put on in 7.4 overs, of which Ishan Kishan scored 76. I mean, I don't want to belabour the point, but it was where he was hitting it. Matthew Hayden was talking about accessing the offside. I mean, some of his leg side sixes were enormous. Did Pakistan bowl badly at him, or did he just have one of those inspired days?
I think they were bad, but I think Shaheen Shah Afridi bowled badly. I don't think he's bowled well at all in this tournament. He definitely doesn't look at his best. He couldn't nail his Yorker. He was either too full in the slot or he was too short, so I don't think he necessarily bowled well. And then there was probably 1 or 2 bad balls and over. There was a few outside the off stump where, I'm sorry, if you've got the covers up in the power play, you're going to get cut for 4 as a spinner, and everybody knows that. You know, Brar in particular was really expensive, unusually expensive for him. I think he was one of the best spin bowlers in the world, just couldn't quite get it right today. So I think Ishan Kishan, with the way he was batting, also made Pakistan bowl poorly, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, Abrar was a massive disappointment for me. 3 overs for 38. He was taken to the cleaners. I'm going to try to find some crumbs of comfort, some kernels of hope, because this tournament is far from over for Pakistan. We've mentioned it already. They've beaten Namibia. They've got 3 more games to play in the Super 8s, with a real chance of getting through to the semi-finals. Playing on pitches like today's really turned. There was some extravagant turns, especially for Saim Ayub, who bowled really well today, Atif. And so Pakistan's game plan of having those spinners is not a bad one, and could yet come to fruition here in Sri Lanka. It's just that in the immediate aftermath of everything else that happened in the game, I know it's hard to see that, but you know, it's not all doom and gloom. Is it, or is it? Your face is suggesting it is.
No, it's just very hot, Daniel, because the AC is off in this room.
Yeah, sorry about that.
We're going to have to find some kind of AC balance here. But yes, it is going to be very difficult for the Pakistan team because they... Sorry. It's going to be difficult for this Pakistan team because it's going to be quite brutal, the post-mortem back home, and you know there's going to be a really negative reaction to this, despite the fact that, as you said, they still have a very strong chance of making it through to the Super 8s and indeed to the semi-finals, because they have a really good combination. Their spinners, their attack, their balance, it kind of fits this tournament perfectly. What they have to try and keep in mind is they've just played the best team in the world, who've come in and put in a very clinical performance. I feel like India has some kind of psychological hold over Pakistan. Perhaps that head-to-head record, not just in World Cups, but in all T20s, Pakistan having only won 3 of the 17 matches they've played against each other in T20 internationals. That's starting to become something that really weighs heavily on Pakistan's minds, and perhaps creating the kind of pressure that doesn't allow them to actually play to their potential. They're constantly looking to compensate in those big moments. I felt like that's Shaheen's big problem as well. He's trying to compensate. Every time he gets hit for a 6, he tries to come back and do something even more complex and world-bending, when really he just needs to try and execute his basics.
Talk
Let's have a
to
listen
Salman Ali
Aga.
Aga, captain of Pakistan. Salman, commiserations on the loss. Can you break it all down tactically for me?
Yeah, I think we were believing over spinners, and they had an off day today. The execution was missing in some parts of the game. But yeah, we were obviously going to always believe our spinners, because they have done really well last 6 months. And with the batting, I think we didn't start well. And in T20 games, if you lose like 3 or 4 wickets in power play, you're always chasing a game.
Having watched the 3 games prior to this that have been played here, with the teams batting first, managing to get a score and then defend it, and also with the teams batting second being bowled out, what was it you discussed with your troops, yourself, Hassan and everyone, that said batting second would be the way to go?
I think, to be very honest, like in first inning, it was a bit tacky. The ball was gripping as well. So the execution was, I think, missing when it's come to bowling. But I think the pitch played better in the second inning than first inning. But our bowlers, like we didn't bowl according to the situation. And when it's come to batting, we didn't apply it ourselves, and it gave us chance to go deep in the game.
Is there anything to be said about this being a big occasion that has you and your team kind of trying to deal with emotions as well on the day?
Well, in these kind of games, the emotions are always going to be high. We just need to deal with that, because we have played enough cricket and we have played enough games like that. So it's just we need to gather ourselves very quickly, and we have a game in 2 days time, so we need to look forward for that as well.
And still kind of look ahead to the rest of the tournament, because this isn't the end, is it?
Yeah, obviously, if you have to see the bigger picture. We have a game in 2 days time, so we need to win that game and qualify for the Super 4, and then it's a new tournament start again.
Okay, well, all the best with that new start.
Thank you very much.
Captain of Pakistan, Salman Ali Aga. Now time to speak to Surya Kumar Yadav, the victorious captain of India. Surya, what about the victory today impresses you most?
I think this is for India. But yeah, it's completely, we played the same brand of cricket what we wanted to play. I told you at the toss as well. I think batting first was a better option on this wicket, and the way Ishan batted, and he was batting in the last few games and also in the domestic circuit, he batted the same way and took the team ahead.
Yeah. In coming here, there was obviously the understanding it would be different, it would be a slow pitch. Was the plan to attack in the way that he did?
Not really. We wanted to play the same way how we were playing. I think Ishan thought something out of the box. After 0 for 1, there had to be someone taking responsibility in the power play, and the way he took that responsibility, I think it was amazing. I think we were very ahead in the power play. There was a little bit of lump in between 7 to 15, but then that's the beauty of T20 cricket, and the way Tilak, Shivam and Rinku batted, I think it was commendable.
175 you get on the board. How many above par did you guys feel that was?
See, it's difficult to tell when we are batting first, because never know, there might be a little bit of dew, or wicket might play a little better under lights. But as soon as we reached 175, we thought it was 15-20 runs above par. I think 155 would have been a very tight game, but then 175 was a very good score.
And the ploy with how to attack them